What's up, everybody? I hope you're having a good day. We're having a very good day because it is new t-shirt day. There's no one here. I'm alone. See, we like to drive, you like to drive, but sometimes we drive a little too fast, and that means we're going to meet one of America's fine law enforcement vehicles. But there's a bunch of them. How do you keep track? Well, we've made a shirt that basically shows the species of cop cars. Remember those posters on the wall when you were a kid of dinosaurs and birds and peregrine falcons? It's like that. We call it Predators of American Highways because if you speed and break the law, you get chased and you become the prey and you get a ticket. And before you get all upset and you get triggered and you start getting real mad on the internet about us using the word predator, just relax. It's a joke. Remember jokes? Remember jokes before the internet criticized everything you said? Okay? It's a joke. And we've shown it to cops, CHP officers, friends, family, enthusiasts. Everybody thinks it's funny and they know what it's about. So just relax, okay? Now, we've got these awesome stencil drawings with Latin-ish type names below them. Help you keep track of what you're seeing. Cars like the Hontus Mirorius, the thing you see in all of your rearview mirror nightmares. Got the Toughest Imperium. Then there's the Officerus Obscurus, which is the Chevy Caprice, basically the automotive version of a king snake and a coral snake. And then finally, the Investigator Citationist. Now, we're selling them in 3 colors. The fabric's really, really soft, and the fit is very good. Just for reference, this is a large, and I am 5'10", about 170 pounds. If you're European, this would be considered a quad XL, okay? They're only going to be on sale for 2 weeks, from July 25th to August 8th. So hit the link in the description, go to our Teespring store, and help support the people that make the content you enjoy for free, okay? Once again, only on sale for 2 weeks, from July 25th to August 8th. 3 colors, funny shirts. We're stoked about them. Help support us. Thank you for watching.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Smoking Tire Podcast. This episode of the Smoking Tire Podcast is brought to you by StockX. And if you like watches like I do, you have to know about StockX. Why? Because StockX is the world's first online stock market of things for high-demand consumer products, including sneakers, watches, and handbags. StockX connects buyers and sellers using the same methodology as the world's stock markets, an anonymous, live bid-ask market. All products are physically authenticated by StockX, allowing participants to focus on the transparency of data available, including real-time market pricing, in-depth market analysis, individual portfolio tracking, historical sales, and volume metrics. That means no stressing about shady buyers and sellers, no lengthy descriptions, and no blurry pictures to decipher. All you have to worry about is finding the watch you want and placing a bid you feel comfortable with. StockX makes buying and selling watches online a lot better. And I will say this, and this is a completely true statement, God's honest truth. I found StockX before they found me because when I was looking to cop the gold G-Shock that was really tough to find, they had one available on StockX. The retail price was $600. I made an offer of $650, and I bought the watch. He sold it at $650, even though it was listed for $700, right? Then he sent the watch to StockX. I sent my money to StockX. They held both in escrow until the watch was verified authentic. Then the watch came to me. That's how, and then the seller got my money. Now, those watches are trading for more money. I happened to get it at the right time, but that was a good place. I had a good experience. So check it out at stockx.com/smoking. That's stockx.com/smoking. I had a good experience there. Oh, it's the summer. It's the summer. And what's that mean? It means we grilling, folks. We're firing up those mesquite lump charcoals. I got a big green egg at my house. I'm always rocking the big green egg. And, bro, get together with some Omaha steaks. Enjoy 24 of the butcher's favorites with the Grill Ready collection for summer, $39.99. 24 meats for $39.99. I got my Omaha steaks in back for the Father's Day promo, and they were delicious. I ate my way through the steaks, the sausages, and the apple pies with the quickness, and then the hamburger patties. I don't make hamburgers that often, but I actually turned the hamburger patties into like rice bowls. How California of me to make a rice bowl out of a hamburger patty, but it didn't matter. It was delicious. It showed up ready to throw into the freezer, and then it was easy to thaw out with the vacuum sealing, and it was money. You get all the highest quality cuts, one-of-a-kind flavor. All the beef is USDA inspected for quality and aged for 21 days to unlock the full flavor and tenderness of the cuts. And they even give you the option sometimes to customize cuts for your grilling needs, find recipes, wine pairings, and all that goodness. Right now, Omaha Steaks is giving a limited time offer to our listeners for the summer. Go to omahasteaks.com, type in tire in the search bar. Now that's a little different. It's not Omaha Steaks plus our name. You go to omahasteaks.com, you type tire in the search bar, and you immediately get the Omaha Steaks Grill Ready Collection for $39.99. That is 80% off the retail, folks. Here's what you get: 2 filet mignons, 2 top sirloins, 4 boneless pork chops, 4 boneless chicken breasts, 4 all-beef Omaha steak burgers, 4 traditional kielbasa sausages, 4 jumbo franks, 1 Omaha steak seasoning packet, and 4 of those made from scratch caramel apple tartlets. They're ridiculous, folks. They're all free. They're thrown in for free. Limited time package for $39.99. Go to omahasteaks.com, type tire in the search bar, and add that grill ready collection to your cart. Don't wait. You'll want to get this offer soon in time for summer. omahasteaks.com, tire in the search bar. All right. Think of all the weird things that you can find in a car. And I'm not talking about OG candy bars and like raisins and like little baggies of weird things. I'm talking about live snakes, gold bars, the kind of stuff that just makes you wonder about, folks. Another thing that will make you wonder, but in a good way, are Continental Belts. I bet you didn't know they're OE on tens of millions of Chrysler, Dodge, Ford, and GM vehicles that roll off the assembly line. They're also OE on the majority of BMWs and Volkswagens. Now, Continental is launching the aftermarket multi-V belt with the OE pedigree. It's their OE Technology series. Belts that are fanatically engineered for perfect fit, form, and function, and Continental has an OE Technology Series multi-V belt for 98% of the vehicles on the road in the US and Canada. Hey, you get enough surprises working on cars and trucks. A belt shouldn't be one of them. Go with the Continental OE Technology Multi-Series V belt, the belt with the OE pedigree. To get the full story, visit oetechnologyseries.com. Alrighty then. Today on the show, it's me and Zach Clapman. Zach's been absentia from the studio because he's actually been filming Drive on NBC Sporten. I spent more time with the 718 Cayman GTS. I also got to spend 2 days with Sharky's re-geared Cayman GT4. It's been a lot of Caymans recently. But Zach also drove the Aerial Nomad. And, man, there's a lot going on. Of course, we're taking your questions live. It's a Smoking Tire podcast. Here we go.
It's a better system, I believe. Is this a show?
A better way.
This sounds like a show.
It's a show.
And show. That's a show now.
Drop the mic.
You try to ignore ourselves on that window and shit. It's the Smoking Tire podcast. Here it is. It's an afternoon show with Thad Norman of Hypercar Development in studio. What's up, bro?
Thanks, guys, for having me.
Ugh, after our failed attempt at filming.
Oh, wonderful failed attempt.
Well, he told me outside. Tell the people what happened.
Well, I'm going to start the show by throwing Thad right under the bus.
Hey, I'll take it. You're not succeeding.
First there was a me. I'll throw myself under the bus, right? Because, wait, were we originally going to shoot, but then I had to change my schedule to go up to San Francisco to do a gig, right? Which was actually Sacramento, California Auto Museum. Great gig. We changed the shoot for Thad's, their new car, which is the Hyper 1000, right?
Right.
So we changed the shoot from last week to today, and then we fucking get out there. It's 110 degrees.
Whoa.
You feel the heat in your eyeballs.
It was bad. It was 110, and we get out to we're up on I don't want to say where we were exactly, but it's the road that where I bring the really fast cars. It's that road that has the big long straightaways. Mm-hmm. And we find a spot, like we find the only tree to set up under.
Because it's 1 o'clock, sun's coming straight down.
We had
it doesn't matter. I mean, the shade does help, but
I'd never ever normally schedule a shoot at 1:00 ever in the summer. It's not what I do. But Porsche was dropping off the 911 Carrera T this morning, and that was the only time they could drop it was the morning, and I had to be there for it. So such is life. Anyway, we get out there. It's 110 fucking degrees, and we're talking about a McLaren 650S that's 1,000 horsepower here. So you don't just turn the cameras on. You kind of have one go, then turn the cameras on. So we start driving, and we're having a quick go, and I'm not even really on it that much, but the engine is breaking up a bit, and at first Thad and I think it's the traction control, because the traction control light is flickering a little bit, the road's a little bumpy, rear wheels maybe hop a little bit, and so but then we realize
the windshield reservoir indicator light came on,
which means the car was out of meth. It's a meth car.
So, but he uses the sensor in the windshield.
Yeah, you fill the bottle.
Right?
Yeah, you fill the windshield washer bottle with the meth, right? And so now it's out of meth. Well, there isn't anymore. We're in the middle of fucking nowhere. There's nowhere to buy this shit. And I go, is there more down at the truck? And he goes, no. And we both went all the way out. He drove up from fucking San Diego.
Oh no.
We both went all the way out there, and there's no meth, and the car just doesn't run without it. I mean, it runs. You could drive it, but like
it's like way underpowered.
Not in a manner suitable for video.
And then resourceful Matt over here is like, let's call O'Reilly's. I call O'Reilly's, and they're like, let me call my local drug dealer.
Go fuck yourself.
Put that in some water and stir it up.
Where do you actually? You have to order it online.
We get ours from VP Racing. So we run VP MS109 and their meth, but it's pure meth. So you mix it with distilled water. But you can actually get it at Walmart. We go to Walmart.
Really?
Walmart sells Boost Juice. No joke.
It's called, dude. It's called Boost Juice.
Yeah, go to Walmart.
Can you get that shit on Amazon Prime? We should have got same day delivery to meet us at the 7-Eleven.
The best part is the Boost Juice, even though it looks red in the bottle, when you put it in the car and it leaks, it's pink. And that pink fluid, we've got kind of these white floors, and they stain
all over
the floors. They stain it so bad.
Boost Juice.
There you go. Is this it?
There it is. Fucking Boost Juice, bro. And is that the concentrate, or is that
the 50-50 mix
with distilled water?
Yeah, you can put that in there.
I fucking hate meth.
Does this work too,
dude?
Can you get chocolate?
Is that protein drink?
That makes your car fart a lot. I think that. I mean, so in theory, they built 1,000 horsepower McLaren, but I didn't get to find out today. I got to drive in fucking fuel economy mode because we didn't have any gas.
Well, it's okay. As much as it sucked, it was actually a blessing in disguise because I barely made it back. Like I didn't know how far he was going up in the mountains, and I had like
8 miles. I went 8 miles. That's how far.
Yeah, but we're cruising up
1
there.
1 mile per gallon.
Yeah, 8 miles. I mean, I think in a high temperature situation, will the engine use that meth to cool itself? Well, in a situation where it might not have needed it for power,
it's boost
I wasn't
driven.
going.
Yeah, it's boost driven.
Okay.
So, but those turbos kick in at such low RPMs that when we were cruising up there and I was following you, we weren't driving too hard, but I was mid-range RPM, so it's just burning.
I guess mid-range for a McLaren is not mid-range for a Mustang.
Right.
McLarens like happily cruise it for like nothing. And so that's like normal. You're not ever below 3 really in a McLaren.
Yeah, and those turbos were sucking it up.
So we just weren't prepared for what the conditions were.
Well,
meth wise,
that sucks.
Because last year when we had the 1200 car, we didn't have meth running, and we only ran 91, and we had it kind of detuned.
I'm so sorry.
And what we found out is 91 no meth, it kills the spark plugs. Destroys them. I mean, they failed. Like it started getting misfires, and we had to replace them after.
Why does it kill them? What is it?
Because
is there gas?
The temps.
Okay.
The low octane, and the high boost that you're running on that whole setup. It just you got to run colder temperature spark plugs too, of course. But running those, the meth keeps it keep it balanced. The meth is basically an octane booster in itself.
Yeah, and if you run race gas, you don't need it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so annoying.
No, it is
so
like
annoying.
that's why when the M4 GTS came out, I was like,
that one's just water. I mean,
that's right. That just cools the intake.
Yeah.
But you still had to fill the like anything where you have to do an extra step that you may not always be prepared for, like you guys. So say if someone wanted to drive, bought one of your cars and wanted to drive it on a road rally, do they have to make sure that they're picking up meth, or do they have to make sure the octane that they can get at a gas station, is high enough?
Well, so that car just came from Gold Rush. So it did Gold Rush Rally, but what we did is we did a non-meth tune. So when it's running when it's running meth, we crank it up.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's it has a kill mode tune, and then it has like a highway cruising.
Yeah.
Well, so what is it like 800 or something?
At the no meth tune, it's like 850 wheel.
Yeah.
And
So
then
slow.
meth and pump fuel were like right 900 wheel, and then MS 109, and then we can put meth with that. We're at 998 wheel, so 1,000 wheel horsepower.
That's crazy.
That's really crazy.
What other what needs to be beefed up to run 1,000?
So at that point, you have to upgrade the internals, upgrade sleeves, pistons, rods, cylinder head package.
What is in a cylinder head package in a fucking McLaren?
Well, I mean, fresh gaskets.
Okay. So you're just knowing with your going on that everything's fresh.
Yeah.
Because you're typically starting with a beater.
Right. Well, like what we were talking about earlier, if you look online, you can find a 12C with 30,000 miles for 99,000. So 20 to 30,000 miles are a lot of the high horsepower builds we're getting, and those need everything fresh.
Yeah.
And then we replaced the DLD and the cam phasers. Those are high.
What's DLD?
Driveline dampener. So that's in between the transmission and the motor, and that has a tendency to fail over about 20, 25,000 miles.
E46 M3, same thing.
Yeah.
And you really?
Yep.
And you're replacing it with an OEM one?
Right.
Okay.
Right. So just fresh one, brand new. But there's a lot of the 12Cs that have a dated version that they did a campaign on them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you handle that too?
Yep.
All right. So does McLaren like you then because you're buying a lot of parts and keeping cars on the road, or are they annoyed?
I think it's it depends on who you're talking to. There's guys that are traditionalists. The guys that are from the UK, they're like, oh, don't touch a McLaren, it's perfect as is.
Well, I mean, have you been to the factory?
I
ever?
haven't. Two of the other guys on the team have.
I mean, if you go to the factory, you kind of wonder how someone could do better. They must have solved this science. I mean, Zach's got pictures. I mean, if you look at the fucking place, it's just it's like a lab. You know what I mean? How have things not been optimized?
Well, I mean, you look at the 720 to Senna. I mean, it's definitely leaps and bounds. Of the 720s, putting
720 is batshit. Zach had to go in a 720, didn't you?
Jesus Christ! What the fuck?
You have to put yourself on camera, Zach. I know you hate it, but there is a camera there. But if you want to talk about a car, you have to put it on camera.
Just in park, and it was in normal sport mode. It wasn't in track mode. It revved, has a limiter at $4,000 when you're revving in neutral.
Yeah.
It got there faster than it takes me to drink a sip of water or to pick up. It was just bro, and it's just so quick. And it was 105 degrees ambient when we were driving it. I've never been in a car that pulled that way. And I mean, I've only been in a few cars that are of that caliber, like that 1,000 horsepower GTR and stuff.
Yeah.
But it just runs through tens of digits so quickly.
Yeah.
And then this fucking suspension is the most comfortable thing in the world.
Dude, I drove
Really
it around
brilliant.
LA just running errands and shit.
Makes so much sense.
And it was the most comfortable car ever. And the seating position was super comfortable. You could sit straight up, and
the steering's light, but not too light.
it's fucking
that's
really good.
I mean, the
it's
track.
it's so fast.
So
fast. Dude, it's insane. What scares me on that car is, I mean, you've actually seen a lot of them wreck. I don't know if you heard about the one in the Northeast that the guy wrecked it within 24 hours.
Oh yeah,
picking it up.
Yeah, good job, buddy.
That's what's crazy about that car is, if you're on the track, and if I drove that as a beginner driver, I'd feel like Mario Andretti, and I hop in just a 650, I'd wreck it.
Because it's hairier?
No, just because the 720 is so capable, and it makes a beginner driver capable of driving like an expert, but it's got such driver aid to it that
because they've come that far in software.
Well,
in 2
yeah.
years?
So here's a great example. I drove one in cold temperatures. That's what tells you a lot. So I drove it in 20 degrees in Charlotte, and 20 degrees.
20 is cold.
On the ground is what's scary because no matter when you get the tires warm, the ground's cold. And on our 800 cars or 700 at the wheel, those temperatures, when I do test drives, I floor it at 70, it's spinning out.
Jeez.
Just because it's so cold. When I drove the 720, I did an on-ramp launch and it had a gradual 20-degree curve to it. And I automatically pulled the pedal back because I anticipated it would start losing traction. It didn't skip a beat. Like I felt a little twitch, and then
it definitely has a boost by gear.
Yeah.
If you have traction control on, it's not giving you, because I recall driving it, and when you shift from like third to fourth, it pulls harder.
Yep.
Like it, I like that feeling when you upshift and then it goes harder. Like, oh, I see what you did there.
Crazy.
It's fucking crazy. Yeah.
The transmission is so fast. It's got to be even with PDK as far as speed goes, and how seamless it feels. Just
yeah. It came a long way. The 650 that I drove his today, it feels ancient as fuck.
Well, it's got the
old.
pre-cog paddle, so you really got to yank them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it definitely feels like a dated race car, but that's the thing. You pick up a 2012 12C for $100,000 and turn it into a monster.
Yep.
Oh no, I'm not. It is what it is.
But
compared to the the brand new like spaceship-y shit they're making. I'm not.
No.
Not to disparage the builds on the older cars, like I get it, but same thing with any semi-automated gearbox. Like none of these cars are gonna fucking age well. Once you know what I mean?
Well, that's what's crazy is like 5 years ago, you're like, this is a really fast shifting transmission. And then the next one comes out and you go, wow, I guess it was slow.
Yeah.
And then they keep moving the target and you don't think they can anymore. The field just gets bigger. I don't know how they do it.
I mean, I guess like 650S it's not bad. It's pretty good. But like definitely feels older than just the littlest bit feels different.
Well, and then the 720 raised the bar. I mean, it's putting down power numbers that are outperforming, the P1, the multi-million-dollar.
Yeah, it runs 9s out of the box. Like that's fucking badass.
And it's intelligent. Like you said, boost by gear. Its traction control program is so smart. You see these guys putting those 9s down because it puts down more power if you have traction.
Yeah. So, because of the resistance of it, or
it's looking at wheel spin.
Yeah,
front wheels versus rear wheels. I mean, and if it doesn't detect it, it gives you more. Another example is if you just do a upgraded exhaust, higher flow downpipes
on a 720.
On a 720, we were out at a Want to Go Fast event, and just downpipes in itself will get you like 3 miles per hour in a half mile.
Really? Because
it doesn't detect that back pressure, and it's already giving you all the power it can give you.
Is there any downside to those pipes? Does it make make it sound not good?
No, it sounds angry. It definitely. That's one thing about the McLarens. It's stock. They're
kind of quiet. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you don't have the sport exhaust and you got a muffler back there.
I don't recall if the test car I had sport exhaust. How would I know now? It definitely got louder when you put it in fucking race.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing indicated on the car. It's really just by the sound of it.
Oh, I don't recall. It was not. It was not particularly loud. Although it sounded lovely, but it wasn't as loud as like the LT, which had the sport exhaust on it and was really loud. I don't know.
That car was also ridiculously fast.
That car was also
even faster.
But that car had no air conditioning, and the 720S went faster in every way, and it was way more comfortable. Also,
no AC in the 675.
Yeah, because we're in LA and fucking Motor Trend is here. They weigh their cars, and so McLaren and Porsche too sometimes on the lightweight shit. Whenever the air conditioning delete was an option, a no-cost option. So they delivered, the press car to Motor Trend that had like the lightweight everything, including air conditioning. It's a $440,000 car with no air conditioning.
Wow.
Fucking believe that?
Yeah.
And I got it in July, and I was like, wait, what? Hang on a minute. Like, of course they're happy to book me in this thing in July. But, it was stupid fast. I think it was like, 2,700 and something, right? Is that it? Zach, the green one? There it is.
Nice.
That's a Spider.
Yeah, that's a Spider.
That's a
but
Spider.
yeah, air conditioning, no cost option for
Air
weight
conditioning.
savings if you want.
Yep.
How much weight does it shave?
I don't know, 50 pounds, maybe 40 pounds. Whatever it is, they wanted that Motor
Yep.
Trend number.
Yeah.
Let's make it worth their while, Zach. What does Motor Trend's 675 LT review say their as tested weight is? I'll quote that. Because since they went out of their way to make me schwitz. For the record, I didn't really care most of the time. I live at the beach. It's not that hot. But when
Yeah.
you go to film, imagine we had to
Where
film.
we were today.
Yeah, same
Yeah.
time of the year. In fact, it was the same exact place.
Wow.
And you have no air conditioning, and you have to drive with the windows up because for the sound. Like, oh my God, like it gets to like 150 in the car.
They're gonna be like, "Hey,
It's
is there a
fuck-
shower on
It's
top of
so-
your head?
Yeah,
What
it's
is
so
going
bad.
on?"
You're just dripping. You could see the shirt getting like soaked through. It's very difficult to film in California in the summer if you don't have air conditioning in the car. It's just park your. It's the reason you can't leave kids and dogs in the fucking car. It's because of that. That's why. The rest of it, everything else is fine.
Jeez.
You got a curb weight?
Their curb weight is 29.93.
All right. Well, that's that. You go with that. That's
Yeah.
what it was.
Yeah, it's brutal. I drove a Genesis that had a bunch of good mods on it, but it had no AC, and it hit 90 degrees by like 10 o'clock in the morning. And
Yeah.
it's like, all right, everybody, welcome to Sweaty Video. Just wiping your brow.
Well, after
getting
when you
slick.
do the videos, after like 6-7 minutes with the air not moving in the car like that, like you can't think anymore.
Yeah.
Like it's just the brain shuts off and
You start
like,
getting like a heat headache. And
Hell
you're like
yeah.
halfway to a heat stroke. You're like, I'm gonna wreck this thing.
I tortured Hannah yesterday with like I had so much sun yesterday, and like I got this SL 500 convertible, like an old one.
Nice.
So we go hiking. We're going to visit our friends in Thousand Oaks, and like I'm like the top's coming down, baby, top's coming down, and by the end, like I think she had heat stroke. I felt so bad.
Yeah, it's been
Okay,
hot
we go.
out here lately. I mean,
Yeah, it's fucking climate change, bro.
Yeah.
Shit's happened. This is
Jeez.
when it's hot though. This is the time. So this is not out of like there's like a fire started today. Like it's about to
we
be.
saw it out-
Yeah, we saw it,
Yeah.
and the person I'm filming with tomorrow was like, "Hey, did you see the fire?" I'm like, "We're not going on that road. We're good." But like,
Where's the fire?
It's up by the 5, up by Valencia somewhere. One of those.
Wow.
One of those side roads, not the road that we were on, like the other side of the 5 from that.
Gotcha. Okay.
It was like 50 acres as of like 4 o'clock today.
Yeah.
And uncontained.
Well, there's one in Yosemite right now. I'm supposed
Is
to go
there?
backpacking there in a month, and I mean, obviously, I want them to put it out because it's damaging really value. But I'm very aware that I'm like, oh, I'm going to be there. What if that starts when I'm, what do you do? Go above tree line, and that's it.
Why are you
Really?
ruining my vacation?
That'd be my solution if I'm not near water. I mean, if you go, 12,000 feet, there's no trees. So.
You wouldn't like go backpacking somewhere where there aren't big fires?
Where is that right now? I wouldn't go to a place where there's an active fire. I'm saying
Yeah.
if I was camping and somehow in that area another one started. Like remember when we did all
you're
cars?
talking about escaping a fire.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
all
talking
right, sorry. I missed you.
Remember All Cars 1? We drove through that place that had a fire
It
like
just
2
had a
weeks
fire.
before.
Yeah, it was
and
like
there
kind of
burned out trees.
smoky
Yeah.
almost. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah,
had
that was like Monterey 2016. There was a bunch of fires, and they had to change the route on that whole fuel run
really?
drive.
Was this when the mudslides happened too? Because it was fires then rains.
Yeah, and
They just reopened PCH.
yeah they couldn't
like
we
yesterday.
couldn't take half a PCH on that.
Yeah,
drive.
it's been closed. It's been closed for 2 years.
Yep.
They just reopened it on Friday. I
Yeah.
think, right?
I think
One
you
reopened
are
on Friday.
correct.
It's fully open. Dude, here's what's gonna happen. Every single magazine, mark my words, next 2 months issues is gonna be celebrating PCH in fucking whatever. Not gonna lie, I almost pitched the story myself. I wanted to drive the Carrera T to San Francisco on Monday, and I almost did. But yeah, dude, it was like fire and then rain, and it like dried the shit out, and then it mudslided out, and look at that. There's Zach, what have you done?
Gotta
Yeah,
click
there
it
you
9
go.
times. I mean,
That's a big ass mudslide.
that is huge.
wow.
That's like half a mountain falling on PCH.
That's a whole mountain.
Yeah,
I don't
it
know.
really
That's a
is.
fucking whole mountain. Yeah.
That That's like two mountains. You see two peaks.
Well, you see what happened is they were filming National Treasure 3, and they had to open the mountain to get to the fucking city of diamonds.
Yeah, the goblet's right here.
Yeah.
That's where the goblet is.
I do. Have you been up that road the full way?
Not from here to Monterey, not the whole way.
You never done the full way?
No.
It's fucking great, but you gotta go at like 6 a.m. There's RVs and shit. It's a disaster in the middle of the day.
Dude, we did that. I think it was last fuel run. We caught it on the second half. So you dodged the fires on this first section and then went up the second half. And there's some crazy people on fuel run, and you're coming into a blind turn. And the best part is you're passing that car with somebody else.
Bro. I don't know how you do the fucking rallies, dude. I did them shits when I was like 25, and then I hit 30 and went, someone's going to die.
Dude.
Can't do this shit anymore.
It's on the highways and everything, but dude, the gold rush, that's what crazy is. It's not so much the way they're driving.
Didn't someone send a fucking 720S off the road on it wasn't gold rush.
That was a different rally.
No, that was a different rally.
Outside of
Zach,
Vegas.
Someone can you find that? Someone abandoned a 720S, crashed it in the desert outside of Vegas, abandoned it on some fucking rally.
It's the owner's in Texas.
Do you know this person?
Yeah, she had the highest mileage 720 in the country.
Was she okay?
Yeah, her and the passenger walked away from it. So I mean, the 720 is like the P1. It's got full carbon fiber.
Yeah, no. Apparently, it's a very safe car, right? And Ford GTs as well, very safe.
I mean, all these hypercars, supercars have really good like chassis and kind of the cell around the driver. It's crazy strong.
Yeah. That's a gnarly crash though.
That is very crazy.
That sucks. Oof. But I guess the cops just found it in the desert. Shit, I'm out.
Yeah, I mean they
engine swap. Someone's out there with a cherry picker.
I don't
you can do stick around
anything with that.
What is there? I mean, if you sail your car into the desert, but your boy sees you and gives you a ride, and no one's hurt and no property is damaged, like
what do you do?
Is there a ruling on that? What do you do?
Yeah, I mean, do they write you a ticket for littering?
Probably.
Maybe. Yeah, right.
I bet if they found you, they'd be like, you're abandoning something.
Ill.
In the middle of the
Imagine that. If I had a McLaren and I fucking sent it off the road, and I got a ticket from the local PD for littering a McLaren,
$600.
I would frame that shit. I got it's not funny now because it's a very un-PC, but I had a detention in probably 9th or 10th grade, Spanish class. I had my Spanish teacher was this really fat woman, and her name was Miss Calorie, and that's not funny, but it's really funny. And Miss Senorita Calorie, and Senorita Calorie.
We live in a simulator. We do.
She wrote me a detention and you have to put the reason for detention. It said impersonating homosexuals. That was the reason.
Wow. You still have that?
I was basically just doing this voice. I mean, that was the entire reason. And so that was what she wrote, impersonating homosexuals, and I framed it, and it was on my wall in my bedroom growing up for like, I don't know, 5 years. I'd frame that shit. I'd frame littering McLaren.
She just wanted to give you detention for something.
Yeah, she didn't like me very much, Senorita Calorie. She married a man.
But she liked snacks.
She married a man named Sid Jackins. And she hyphenated her name to Calorie Jackins. I don't mean to like dox her or whatever. If that's what that means, that's her real last name. But like, that's a combination of words right there.
She had an opportunity to change her name. That's what.
But she chose not.
She's like, no, I'm keeping
giving
this.
You a gift.
I'm giving you an out. You're getting an out right now.
I'm keeping Calorie.
Like, you're a shitty cop. So what if we just give you, honorable discharge? You get a check and just leave. No, staying.
Finishing my coffee.
I'm finishing my coffee.
They're re-airing. Is it next week? I think. One day. Lebowski in theaters.
Sure,
they're doing it.
Haven't they been doing that? Like the Lebowski reunions every year?
Nationwide.
I think so. I think that's the difference. I think the difference is it's a nationwide release. How exciting is that?
Heck yeah! That thing's gonna do $100 million.
It probably will.
Wow.
All day.
Fucking people be like, what is this? Is this Marvel? The dude. In a world where man, I wish I was fucking
the
better.
Hulk.
I wish I was better coming up with shit on the fly.
And
it's not Lebowski Fest.
It's not Lebowski, because that's what they've been doing.
Yeah, I mean, Lebowski Fest is the one, but I thought there was just a straight re-release in theaters. Maybe I'm retarded.
No, I mean,
I definitely read that shit somewhere.
nostalgia is the.
Saw it on the
That was one of those fake news.
Saw it on the internet. It must be true. It could be fake
It is
news,
true.
though. I do read a lot of fake news. Boy, are we in
Is
a
that it?
fucking fun world for news right now.
August 5th and
Oh.
August 8th.
National Lebowski
Go
releases.
to movie theaters. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Coming up. That's a couple
So
weeks
about
away.
that. I'm
July's
so about
almost
that.
over.
And being in LA, like, we're so fucking spoiled. We have the best movie theaters in this town. Have you seen any movies while you've been here?
Honestly, haven't.
Dude, we have these dinner theaters where
yeah. You get the beer, you get the...
dude, they have a full bar,
Yep.
waiter
Waiters.
service. The food, the one in Marina Del Rey, the food is totally decent.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the greatest, but it's like at least Applebee's or Chili's quality of food.
Totally.
Yeah,
Which
bar
for,
food.
for sitting in a fucking movie theater and booze.
Yeah.
And the electrical reclining chair.
Yeah, super
Yeah, you got
legit
the
Lazy Boys, full recline.
Big armrest. You're not sharing an
Full-
armrest with somebody.
No, you don't even share, like, you have to voluntarily get a snuggle seat if you want your lady there.
Yeah.
There's individuals, there's singles.
Or you can raise the armrest.
Yeah,
Between.
you can raise, and then there's gaps on some of them too, where you can get the fucking gap if you want.
That's kind of the standard now. I feel
It's
like
awesome.
Yeah.
I think there's maybe 50 people in the whole theater. It's fucking great.
It's crazy. I saw Deadpool 2 like that, and it was a normal price theater. It wasn't a $25. I was like, oh, this has the new shit. It's like Daytona where they made the seats bigger and then reduced the number of seats so they can say that it's sold out.
Did they do that at
Yeah.
Daytona? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a good
There
strategy.
you go.
Good for Daytona.
Nice.
That's like the watch companies, like Cartier, and I forgot who they just reported. If it was some fashion company, like not Balenciaga, but someone who makes handbags and shit. They buy back a bunch of their stock and just fucking burn it. Like Cartier buys back watches and just like melts them. And
Really?
like, yeah, to keep the prices high.
demand.
Yeah, to keep the demand where it needs to be.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why not just
Otherwise-
not make it?
Because they've already made it. They've already made that. They've been sitting at retailers. They buy them back from
So
the
if it
retailers.
sits too long.
They made too many the fucking first time
Yeah,
around
yeah.
is the problem. Yeah. Because the problem with watches anyway is like they're sort of Rolex and then everybody else.
See,
right now.
I'm waiting for somebody to start a charitable event where they pull all those purses and take them.
Fuck out. Yeah, we probably, yeah. They would just sink the market. Just homeless people running around with Louis bags everywhere. You should fucking hear my dad you should hear my dad rant on Louis bags. Because my dad was in the fashion business for like 40 years. He still was. He's the chairman of Tiffany's right now. But
Nice.
so he's been making luxury clothing and goods and shit for forever. Louis Vuitton, that shit is plastic. Like, that's not leather. Like, it's not, there's nothing.
Pleather.
It's a print on plastic. Those bags are not made of any. They're like $5,000, and they're complete fucking horseshit. Like, not to say that anyone is like, not to say my pops or his companies are holier than thou in any way, right? Because they sell overpriced shit too. But like, if you bought a $10,000 Ralph Lauren handbag, like when he was at Ralph Lauren, like that would be of the finest leather, alligator. The most perfect gator skin stitched by the best seamstress. Like, it would be like a fully handmade item.
Like an honor student gator.
Like,
Yeah.
Like we got the smartest gator.
yeah, like that gator knew sign language before he ended up on this fucking bag.
That gator was fed all
and
natural
Louis Vuitton is
protein.
plastic. It's so fucking bougie.
I have
shit.
do you want to hear a joke related to the? This is a joke Harris told me. So
Chris,
Chris.
you know Chris Harris?
Name
Wait,
drop.
do you know Chris
Oh,
Harris?
No.
big name drop.
What's he really like?
He's much
I heard
taller
he
in person.
I heard he doesn't like Miatas.
Does he not? Oh no, he
No,
made.
he
Well,
doesn't
his
like
old
Miatas.
his camera guy I think had a
Yeah,
shitty
Neil
one.
had a shitty. He
So
doesn't.
would
He doesn't like shitty Miatas.
Yeah, he'd make fun of that. So he told me this joke. This man's walking by a house and he sees a sign that says "Talking Dog, $5 ticket." So he goes inside and he says, "Can I see your dog?" He says, "Sure, it's out back." So he goes outside and he says, "Are you really a talking dog?" And the talking dog says, "Of course." And he goes, "Holy shit! How did this happen?" And he goes, "Well, I recognized it when I was about 6 months old, and then I moved around a little bit, and I got hired by some spy agencies, and I did some spying for CIA and whatever the British one is, saw the world."
MI6?
MI6.
Yeah, yeah.
And then eventually I just retired here, and I've been living here ever since. And the guy's like, "What? This is insane." So he goes back to the front. I could have gone on that camera, but I forgot.
Put yourself on camera. You tell at least for the punchline.
So he goes back inside and he goes. He goes, "How much do you want for that dog?" And he goes, 50. The owner goes, $50. And he goes, $50? That's it? this dog's been everywhere. He's done this and this and this. And the guy goes, no, it's $50 because he's a fucking liar. He's never left his house in his entire life.
That's funny.
It's very funny.
So, how's Harris?
You know,
Did you guys have fun?
just too good at drifting. It's really annoying.
Did you have fun?
Did you guys do an event or what?
He did an episode of Drive on NBC Sports.
Nice.
So we shot that up at Thunder Hill with him and Spinelli and Alex. And he did this fucking redonkulous, like third, fourth gear 911 slide that just makes you go, well, I don't need to drive cars ever again.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which 911s?
Touring.
Oh, is it the one I have? The red one?
No, different color.
All right.
It's ridiculous. Just ridiculous. Yeah, it was fun. It was hot.
I was just delivered. Oh, you pull up that picture of it there. I was just delivered the 911. Oh, GT3 touring.
GT3 touring.
Oh yeah, no, I was delivered the 911 Carrera touring, Carrera T, today,
How is that?
which is lovely. GT3 touring is tomorrow. Tomorrow, Spike Ferriston, and myself. Ferriston, you know Spike?
No, I haven't met him.
He was a writer on Seinfeld, and he's kind of he's a Hollywood Porsche guy.
Nice.
And he's awesome, good friend. And he has a GT3 touring, the new one, in chalk.
All right.
Yeah, so we're gonna take these two out and see what's
Put
what.
them head to head.
Yeah, I mean it's not a head to head per se because the GT3 touring is like 60% more expensive than that, but it'll be cool.
Yeah. Doesn't Zuckerman have an R?
Zuckerman has an R.
I would be very curious about GT3 touring versus R.
Someone did that. I feel like Johnny did a story on that.
I mean,
he said apparently there is a bit of a difference.
Have they stacked up the GT2 RS? And
People are just getting them now. It's hard for me to get RS press cars. I can get all the other
GT2 RS press cars. From what I've heard, there's 2 in the world.
wow.
Yeah.
So
Motor Trend has
Yeah.
one right now.
they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michelin
Which
developed
means
like
I won't see it ever.
a
Probably.
special tire just for that car.
That to me is fucking annoying.
It's crazy.
I don't like when they do that.
I feel like every car comes out and says that, though.
now if you get a flat, you're down for like a month while this tire's back ordered or something.
No, I think it's probably in this moving forward. Eventually they're going to do the next step of the Pilot Sport Cup 2, probably.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, they came out with you were out there at the Michelin
the
Pilot Sport
PS4S
4S,
one. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So then, and they just came out with.
Oh yeah,
we were
the Pilot Sport Cup 3 or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's got to be the next
Cup
step.
4. Probably.
They just did the KM3. We were out there with one of the Raptors for. The
is that
KM3,
the new Raptor tire?
the off-road tire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is it?
What tire's on it? Not KO2, right?
The KO2 comes stock,
Right.
but the KM3 is the new mud terrain that BFG just lost. BFG's just launched.
BFG
owned
and
by
Michelin. Yeah,
Yeah.
same company.
BFG, Uniroyal, and Michelin. But-
Uniroyal, no one ever really thinks of.
Yeah.
They don't even. Do they make mostly like truck tires now, right? Do they do passenger car tires these days?
I'm not sure. Usually sticking to Michelin's, we took that tire through Rubicon Trail.
Yeah.
It's insane what that tire with just a little bit of work on a Jeep can do through that trail.
I just got
Wow.
KO2s for my 911.
Yeah.
KO2s are great.
Yeah, for my Safari car.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, BFG sent me a set down to Lee's.
They're so good.
Awesome. And we're putting them on these braid wheels, which are these sort of new old Porsche wheels.
Yeah.
It's like a RSR kind of wheel, but made in America.
I was just
All right. Made in Alabama, I think.
Is it Alabama?
Yeah, it's the
Braid
BFG
wheels?
plant.
Oh yeah, where the tire is made in
Yeah.
Alabama. Hang on, wait. Let me tell you where the wheel is made. Braid.
So my off-road experience is limited to like shit boxes and then 20 years ago with some Jeeps. So what did you notice as the difference between like the KO2 or the KO, which I think is an awesome, like super quiet on the road, good grip, and then something like this, which is obviously much more aggressive sidewall for
Right.
one. It's got like sidewall tread. But what did you notice were the benefits like on Rubicon Trail?
So, I mean, they did the event right. They kind of like the Michelin event, they put you through all the different scenarios. First was they threw you in Toyota 4Runner or Tacoma, and you cruised from the airport to Lake Tahoe. And we stayed at Squaw Valley. And so you got to experience it on the highway. I had a little fun, did a full hard break at 70, 80 just to see, you feel mud terrains, that jitter coming through. And it brakes well.
Is it more aggressive than the KO2?
Way more aggressive.
Okay. Yeah. So louder on the highway?
No, that's the best part.
That's the best thing about KO2s is they're quiet.
Yeah, no. Mud terrains are loud on the highway.
I did a live feed with it, and was asking people like, can you hear anything? And it didn't sound any different. Stock tire size on a Toyota 4Runner. It's not like a high-end car with all this sound dampening like a Mercedes or whatnot. So it did amazing on the highway, and then taking it off road, just literally all they had on the Jeeps were a little bit of suspension upgrade, some protection underneath, and these beefier tires on some beadlocks. And we were going through the trail. It was like butter. It was nothing. The ability of that tire, what kind of is crazy to me is, we had a couple logs and we were just having some fun trying to ride them, stay on it the whole time. And it's going over busted branches and taking hits. You're like, I'm going to pop it.
Mm-hmm.
Did anybody blow any of them?
No.
I guess it would be a bad look if people did.
but someone can make a mistake and drive too close to a rock like Timmy did. Yeah. Timmy, like when we did All Cars 2, he fucked up and went too close to a little, the mud hill, and there was a sharp rock, and it just went and just cut the side.
And then he did it again 2 miles later.
Then he blew it out doing 80 miles an hour again, which is also, it's kind of, that's one of the clearest examples I've ever had of tires that are made for a thing. Like, is the sidewall strong enough to handle a truck with a full bed at 80 miles an hour going over a hill? No.
Dude, I just did the Pioneer Trail at Rower Flats in a Range Rover Velar on the stock all-season whatevers.
Yep.
Which is like a really, really hard trail. It's very steep. I don't think the video, which came out today, quite shows the level of steepness and rockiness of the trail. It's pretty gnarly.
It's very steep.
But the Velar was pretty awesome. I had a 4x4 disconnect at one point. I think a Land Rover engineer hit me up. I saw the video and said he was super happy that I took it there and was super happy at how well it did, and he thinks that the transfer case got a little overheated.
Oh, and so that's when it came to a stop on that hill and you guys had to turn off.
I came to a stop and it reset it. It said 4x4 disengaged or something to that effect. And I had to let it chill for like 2 minutes and reset it, and it came back and it was fine.
Yeah.
But he recommended that I should have used the mud and ruts setting instead of the sand setting, because the sand setting allows more slip and would have heated up the diff faster.
Oh, okay.
And the surface wasn't actually that sandy.
Yeah.
So good advice from a Land Rover person.
Nice.
Definitely.
Well,
but a Velar is like a crossover.
Yeah, but they're stepping up their game. You saw that commercial going up the China stair step or whatnot.
Yo, I don't like the stairs commercial. I think you could do the stairs commercial in any vehicle.
Do that in a 4Runner.
I think any 4x4 could go up the stairs. I really do. I think the one where he goes down the hill, like the rough and rocky, semi-snowy mountain at like 80, that one looks way gnarlier than the stairs.
Yeah.
The stairs is a cool visual, but I don't think it's actually that difficult.
It's like towing the airplanes. I
was
so mad.
Bro, I hate when they tow the planes.
Shuttle.
That's such bullshit.
Yeah.
The Tundra having to tow it for like 100 yards.
Dude, we had a car. We had to move at the shop. It had everything taken apart.
Yeah.
And shop floor is slippery, and you can just go to the wheel and push each spoke and move the car by yourself.
Yeah.
It's not that hard to pull.
No. Pull it, and we not that I could necessarily do it, but like they're making this big deal out of a truck pulling a plane or a space shuttle, and then Zach is posting up pictures of like these dudes pulling planes like with their dick, and with their hair and with their teeth.
Oh yeah,
it's like, okay, if you're
strongest man competition.
Exactly, they've been doing that for 50 years. I mean, if no one had done that, you might be able to get away with the marketing. But now when your truck is like, look what it did, and a human like Bill Kazmaier strongman, he's like, yeah, I did that like in the 70s, with like a bump of cocaine or like a full calorie Coca-Cola,
like an American flag unitard on.
They need something heavier.
What's sad is if you go to the California Science Center, which is awesome, an awesome science museum where they have the space shuttle here in LA.
Nice.
They've got the stupid truck there, like taking up 10 by 15 way better usable space in their like shuttle pavilion.
The coolest thing in that room is the engine.
The shuttle engine
just sitting in the corner, and it would like, it's 50% the size of this room.
Yeah.
But it's really a lot of tubing, crazy shit going on there.
Yeah, that is a dope experience. I just cruised by the Intrepid in New York as well, and they built a more like permanent pavilion there. What are you looking at? Wheels?
Braid wheels.
Oh yeah, those are braids. Yeah, they're made in Michigan. I found out.
Do you know which ones you're getting?
The RSR, the ones that look like Fuchs, basically. They pretty much look like the wheels off of 73 RS Porsche.
They look a little bit like Dino wheels.
Well, the wheels that Zach has pulled up right now are very like Team Dynamics rally wheels, which they also make. But keep going down. There, bottom right, the Fuchs, the black.
Yeah, that's nice.
So I'm getting that RSR style wheel. Does that get bigger? Yeah. So it's that wheel, but and then a lip with a gray, a dark gray kind of finish.
You spec'd it out like that?
It will look very cool.
Cool.
Huh? Yeah. He makes just for me.
Nice.
It's gonna match my. It's
That looks
Lee.
like-
See Lee Keen, who's doing my safari car. I mean, he is building them, and mine is just one of his customer cars. He's a picky motherfucker.
Yeah, he is.
He like would only let me use a certain kind of muffler.
Really?
Yeah, he'd only want there. It's those wheels. Look at the wheels on that Targa there. He just finished this one. That's a Targa.
Dude, that
It's
looks
that.
mean.
Yeah, he told me. I'm gonna throw fucking Lee under the bus. That's what this podcast is for. Lee told me because I wanted him to build me a Targa because I was like, I want some top down California shit.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, coupes only. We're not doing Targas.
What?
We're only doing coupes. He's
Yeah.
like, only the coupes are the pure ones. And then meanwhile, I find out 2 cars ahead of mine.
You know why?
It's all about the money?
No, it's all about the room to work. Dude, I mean, I don't know about the Porsches, but like the
What do you mean?
Spiders.
No, the roof that panel just comes off.
Oh, okay, yeah. But,
Yeah, it's not saying it's some power fucking
Yeah.
thing like the new ones. No, that just comes off that panel.
Dude, because this like McLaren Spiders, they're the
Oh, the
worst.
packaging? It's
Like,
got to be
just trying to-
crazy.
trying to get in there and work on the car.
Do you want?
what do
well,
you-
I guess you would on the road. You'd have Targa off, but then when you get to where you're going and you want to go ride around the dust,
You know, in hindsight,
you wouldn't want that.
No, and in hindsight, he was right, and I got the happy medium, which is I have a coupe with a sunroof.
Yeah,
So that's close.
because can you put the Targa top in the Porsche anywhere when you drive
Yeah,
around? You
yeah.
can store it in the back.
You can store it in the back behind the front seats.
Okay.
Yeah, But
Very
it's not
securely
like-
if you're
yeah,
off-roading.
Yeah,
you want to modify it
Yeah.
to store for safari
put some
work.
straps down there.
yeah.
Not just have them sitting back there.
No,
you know?
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
no, you
Clunk,
can have
clunk.
it back there.
No, I think you got the right thing.
No.
'Cause-
Imagine that jump where the Targa roof goes
lands.
airborne and hits you in the back of the head.
You
The
just
one-
look at the
or
back.
you jump in and it lands and just fucking clunks, you know. 'cause
and
there's
nothing
no
good
roof.
will happen from that. No, you
No,
got
Big
in,
good
it.
video.
in hindsight, having a coupe is the way to go. But when I saw that, I was like, motherfucker, you told me that you weren't doing that. Yeah. But,
It's like when you go to prom and you see the girl you invited and she's with some, you're like, you said you were going to be out of town?
Yeah.
But you're here now.
yeah.
I was going to be out of town.
Or what you would do, or what I was sort of contemplating, and I would never do just because of the cost involved, was like trying to ask Rod Emery to turn a convertible into sort of a speedster that would then be safari. It would be a safari speedster, but like
It would never be clean inside.
no, it wouldn't. But it would have one of those crazy Rod Emery like helmet roofs on it. But it never went anywhere.
That's where you make the interior all tan. Then you can't tell it's dirty.
Except when you sit down in it and you have a cloud in front of you that rises out because the dust on some of these off-road trails is so
Yeah.
fine, it gets
yeah.
everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's gonna
You just
be-
went to a little bit of wheeling. Are you allowed to talk about that at all?
Not yet.
Oh shit!
Top
Yeah.
secret.
Zach has to keep his off-roading secret.
I have to write notes down because I forget things that happened an hour ago.
Me too,
Let
bro.
alone if I have to wait
I tried to
3-4
write some
weeks.
notes.
I don't know where I was this morning.
Sucks.
I wrote a few notes.
What? So
I wrote
what's
alternative fuels and additives suck. I wrote that. So that's a note.
Where's these VIP
VIP.
questions you were talking about?
Oh, the super chat questions. You can pull them
Super
up.
shocked.
See, they have the. Can you zoom in on that? Which you can normally do.
Is
so I
it
can
like
read
that, where you see the iPads for $50 and you keep doing the bid and people outbid each other?
Kind of. No, it's just people. It's just people asking questions. That's all for a little donation.
Nice.
Yeah, there it is. That's for later.
That's for
That's for the end.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's for later. So how about this one? So someone, I got in an argument on like Twitter or something. I forget where. Maybe it was on, I forget where it was. That I don't like electric cars at the track.
Yeah.
Like people are like bringing Teslas to track days and shit. And with all due respect to Pikes Peak hill climb vehicles, right? That Volkswagen thing is batshit. Yeah. Okay. What are your thoughts on this?
A Tesla can't take turns.
What about a Tesla with good tires on it?
Dude, you know how heavy those batteries are?
They're really heavy.
Yeah. It doesn't matter
what
kind
of Tesla Model 3 curb weight.
Did you guys watch this? Tiff Needell drove this Tesla race car.
Yeah.
But they replaced every panel, I believe, with carbon fiber, so it shaved like 1,000 pounds.
So
but it still only ran a few laps.
What you got to realize on the race cars is it's a different style battery. So we had a Tesla project we did a year ago where we
wait, my headphones are fucking. Is you hearing what I'm hearing? Or is just my headphones being too loud? I hear like feedback or something.
Hello? I hear nothing new.
No,
can you hear me? I'm clear.
All right, never mind. Sorry, continue. What you saw on the race cars?
So this customer wanted the P90D's got a 500 horsepower motor in the rear, 300 in the front. You want to take two 500 horsepower motors and you want to put it in a 3000 GT.
Fuck off.
No, I'm not kidding. And
you take his money?
Dude, we've fabbed it all up for him, but
no fucking way.
Yeah, so we just did the mechanical
this thing
side.
Exists.
Oh, it exists. It's in North Carolina.
He's got a fucking an
3000
all-wheel drive, electric swapped 3000 GT.
Dude, and this thing
has all-wheel steering still.
This thing had like wasp nests in it. Like it had been hiding in a shed outside.
This is fucking great.
Yeah. So this guy does.
Is your boy?
He's in North Carolina. Does like Tesla tuning and like he modifies them and everything. But I think he has one of the fastest ones. But we learned a lot about it, about the Tesla model. And Tesla has two types of batteries. It has slow dissipating, fast dissipating. Fast dissipating for the fast acceleration, slow dissipating for the long drive. The slow dissipating is what weighs the most. So all these race cars are doing the lighter weight batteries that are fast dissipating, but just don't have
So does the average Model S or Model 3 have both types of batteries? And the race cars are taking one kind
and specializing in that.
Okay, so they're building a new battery pack that only has the one type.
Yeah, because you can't take the standard Tesla P90D and put that on a road course and handle those turns. I mean,
people are telling me that they're going out in Model 3s, and that a Model 3 can do like 20 laps without a problem.
That's pretty cool. I think if you would go out there and do it, just do it.
But here's the question: like someone's trying to convince me that this is the way forward. Like, why? Here's a question: why would you? What's the point?
I mean, the only reason I would do it is if that's the only car I owned and I still wanted to go drive it a track. But if it's not the car I owned, I don't see a benefit to it.
Yeah.
And I tried to watch Formula E last week.
Horrible.
It's really difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd rather watch Antiques Roadshow because it's just it's quieter. There's less happening, and it lacks so much when you can't hear what the car is doing. You have to watch the speedometer, and even then, it seemed like capped in some of the straightaways.
Yep.
I don't know. It just lacks
this is what I was saying to the guy. Like so to drive an electric car at a racetrack is inconvenient, right? Assuming you've got to fucking drive it there, right? Because racetracks are in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And they don't all have superchargers at them. And most don't even really have superchargers near them. Well, actually, I'm saying that. I don't know.
I don't think they have Tesla chargers.
The ones in Southern California certainly don't have Tesla.
At Willow Springs,
no,
they don't have Tesla chargers.
And so you got to trailer it there.
Yep.
So now you might as well have had a race car.
Yep.
And then when you're driving it, it's like you don't have gears or noise, so you can't judge a corner. You have to actually watch a speedometer.
Right.
And then it's just like
because you don't know when you're taking that turn. Okay, what gear am I supposed to be in, and where do I want the torque to be at?
It's way easier to judge. In a gas car.
You come into a hard hairpin. You know what gear you want to come into that. You can do the braking side of it, but it completely removes the driver aspect. I mean, of what you can do.
It's the intuitiveness kind of thing is gone. All right, so EV West.
EV West, they built they took their E36 M3, which you drove like first season of Tune.
Yeah, I drove it like forever ago.
And it had like one gear broken, and now they've taken out like 1,000 horsepower, and they've taken out 1,000 pounds, but they've raised the power. But when I was watching this Instagram video, it was weird because you could hear like it has 2 gears,
Yep.
you know, so whoever's drifting it has to like modulate the throttle with a lot less noise and what, you know, a much larger range of wheel speed.
That sounds weird as fuck.
All you hear is tire.
Yeah,
Just
that's
tire, yeah. By the way, they emailed me and asked if I wanted to do this exact thing. I said yes, I do.
Yeah, you should do this exact thing.
Why not?
I'm not
Then
going to
you-
say
then you can give
that
feedback.
doesn't look fun, but like
Well, because then they were
that
doing,
looks
they
very
did
fun.
tandem.
But that would need a trailer either way.
Yeah.
That's a hill climb car.
Oh, yeah.
Electric hill climb cars are what's up. I'm all about the idea of electric hot rodding.
Yeah.
Swapping Tesla drive motors into shit is great. You've seen that Teslonda thing, right? It's like an 81 Honda Accord with...
the skeleton Tesla that the one guy is racing. Have you seen that?
No, what's that?
Oh, yeah, it's like
What's a... Can you find...
bare bones Tesla.
Like with no body on it
Yeah,
and shit?
yeah.
Oh, my God.
That's crazy.
Trying to set some records with it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no. See, I hope he's going to hit the... Oh, really? Is that it?
Like one of these things?
Is it just
Where-
the fucking
No, that's
floor?
where you see just the batteries.
Oh,
but,
okay. I don't know. Skeleton
What's he doing
Tesla.
with it?
he
Time
was just
attack?
he was trying to put like records in a
Time
Tesla.
attack Tesla?
Yeah.
Jesus. I mean, I guess I respect like the quest for performance in a new category, but
Yeah.
like
There's
I really think this dude was arguing with me on like a consumer level, like a guy taking his car to a track day. I just don't see the point. If you want to go to track days, that's the wrong car.
well, they're not even building them like track cars right now. I mean, they're all real spacious, daily sedans.
No, they're nice, and for that, I love them for that. I like electric cars for the city. We live in a place where electric cars are would be preferred for 99% of driving. But like,
But all right,
and he's like,
here's-
he's like, I went to fucking Laguna and ran a 148 in one. It's like, great. It's like as fast as a 6-year-old Mustang
Yeah.
and way less fun. Like,
Yeah.
congratulations. Like,
But so here's a counter question: would you take an electric car to the mountains?
no,
Exactly.
you can't. There's nowhere. You blast through the fucking charge, and there's nowhere to charge it up there.
Well, minus the charge aspect, what half the reason you're going up to the mountains, one, hit the curvy roads, but two, to do that gear changing and all that sound. And
I've driven a Tesla through the mountains of Malibu, and just to drive it fast for an hour through Malibu was a real exercise in where am I going to charge this thing when I'm done.
Yep.
I had to wake up early with a full charge, drive to Malibu, recharge before going up. I mean, those things just blow through electricity when you're going fast.
Oh yeah.
And
Plus, I mean, the driving experience is, I think what you're referring to, it's like a K1 go-kart. It's just one
Yeah.
speed. Your only job now is steering and throttle, and that definitely loses something.
Yeah.
yeah, it's fun for what they are, but they're not.
But I mean,
not,
you want to in the mountains, you want to do those downshifts, you want to hear all that.
I did get to drive this
that's
at
awesome,
a TV production that is not named
EV
yet.
West electric Beetle.
This thing is bananas.
All electric.
All electric.
Is that the AC motor one with the regen? Or the
It's
DC motor one?
DC. It's Tesla engine in the back, which is exposed, which is cool. So it still looks like a VW.
Yeah.
Like remote reservoir shocks. What I noticed was so weird is all you hear is tire and gravel, like gravel hitting the body and stuff,
Yep,
and you're
yep.
sliding around. So I think there is a case to be made for electric vehicles. I think they'll be more fun in off-road than they will be in canyon carving or track stuff. Like I think they'll be fun sooner for rock crawling where you need torque and you can just kind of hear what the tire is doing. You don't really need engine noise except
Yeah.
for like, trophy trucks. It's awesome versus canyon carving or racetrack shit.
And
'Cause
with the
this thing's
low
awesome.
speed stuff too, like I feel like you can get. I mean, if you have a 300 road miles worth of battery, you can't. I mean, not yet. Yeah, people do go
Yeah,
really
but-
fucking far off road, but like 80 miles off road is like a pretty far off road
Yeah,
trip.
that's
you
a
know?
long off-road trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be careful where you're going.
You do.
No, but it would be predictable, I think, and you use. Like, I think you'd use less than you think you would. Like, you'd use a lot on the highway and going fast, but like low throttle off-roading, low
like how
speed.
long is that trail at
Yeah.
Rower Flats? A couple miles.
Not that far.
Yeah, but
let's
like-
see. I went up it. It's probably like, I don't know, 4 miles maybe?
And it takes half an hour
to get up it.
Yeah, but like Rubicon Trail, I think start to finish, it's 11 hours.
No, that's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
True.
Rubicon is those kind of trails. I'm talking about recreational, go camping kind of trails.
Yeah.
No,
So-
you're not doing the Rubicon electric car.
Speaking of
Unless that
trophy-
trailer's a big battery.
Or solar panel.
Yeah.
I think
There
that's
you
where
go.
they'll get there. That'd be cool.
That's the new camping thing. But you said trophy truck. I don't know did I tell you about the EcoBoost that we're doing?
No, what's that? I mean, I know what it is, but
Built EcoBoost in the first 7200 class is going to be running Reno to Vegas.
Oh, really?
In August.
Is it?
Oh.
No.
No.
It's a race truck, right?
Go to
So-
Send It Hyper Off Road.
It's good. I like the name.
Hey, that's the phrase in the shop.
What
No, it's the Instagram. Send It Hyper Off Road. Yeah, it's the second one. Right?
So there's a race truck?
No,
Well,
that's
his
not
Instagram
it.
looks so weird.
No.
This is Ingogram.
Yeah, that's definitely.
we just got fished by some Russian hackers. That's what just happened.
Perfect. What's the what is the definition of built in this case?
Built motor.
Yeah.
Yep. Upgraded turbos. I think we're using the stock Raptor turbos on that. And then trying to see how that is going to handle versus traditional LS motor and all those.
I don't know which one is yours, but all of these look great.
Yeah, you keep scrolling.
I'm so into this.
It's the one.
Does that have a
That's not
Lamborghini
good.
Urus nose on that one? On the right? That's actually very funny.
Yeah, that was a rendering.
Yeah, someone
Dude, that one's
actually
good.
it looks better than the actual. Is it Urus or Urus? Fucking Doug DeMuro reviewed one the other day and took a picture of it on his Instagram.
There you go.
That is wow. Is that Huckfest? Looks like a Huckfest event. And he took a picture of it that is the worst angle of it that I've seen yet.
Really?
It's just a
Oh,
terrible.
it's right there behind the green car.
Oh, on the right, behind the green McLaren.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's it.
man.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's it at the
This
shop.
has to be the most
So what
fun
is
in the
that
world.
motor making? 550 you said?
Yeah, I mean we're gonna have it cranked up, stock EcoBoost Raptor setup here at 450, but we're gonna probably crank it up 550, 600.
What's the durability like of those EcoBoost motors?
When you build them,
Uh-huh.
I mean they're putting down some serious power numbers. I mean that's the one Raptor build we have in the shop right now. It's gonna be 550 wheel.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
550 wheel in a Raptor's a lot. Dude, the Raptors still have like an insane amount of drivetrain loss.
Like compared to when you drove it?
The old like V8 Raptors
yeah,
would make
yeah.
like 600 crank horsepower that would turn out to be like 420 wheel.
Well,
or something.
and when you did the Gen 2 Raptor, when you drove it, everybody was giving you the hard time on. Well, so I looked at the dates on that dyno graph. We did it last summer, and yeah, I mean when you do that small twin turbo V6 in 100% humidity in North Carolina's summer, 100-degree weather. It's putting down sub 300 wheel horsepower, where in good temperatures, it will get over 300, but still, you're at like almost a third drivetrain loss.
Whoa.
I remember the Raptors were terrible. It's just like all heavy duty shit. So it's like heavy gearbox, heavy drive shaft, heavy diff, heavy tires, heavy wheels.
Heavy shocks, all that.
So it sucked all the, it doesn't really matter. It's still pretty fast on dirt
Yeah.
as far as a truck goes. But, if you'll recall, when we drag raced a Prius, it wasn't exactly that. It wasn't that close. It wasn't that big of a spread.
I forgot about that.
Stock
day.
Prius
Bummer.
versus a stock Raptor?
Yeah, I did a goof at this runway event. It was like a shift sector event or something when I had the Raptor. And I raced a Prius on the runway, and I was in the dirt next to the runway.
Nice.
And I won, but it was closer than I would have liked.
Not by a long shot.
There's probably actually video of it somewhere. But
I think the whole crowd got nervous that Gas was about to lose. Like Matt was carrying the flag for everything that we believed in.
Everybody got nervous like halfway down.
Yeah.
Definitely.
actually, the reason to be nervous was because the Raptor has a speed limiter at 100 miles an hour.
Yep.
And the Prius has a speed limiter at 110 miles an hour.
Oh, geez.
And so we both hit our speed limiters, and I got there before him, and so he was really catching up, and there was just nothing I could do.
Geez.
It was a problem. That fucking speed limiter on the Raptor was always an issue.
Dude, we took it off and took it to Kennedy Space Center and did a 2.2 mile run on it.
What's the
2.2 miles? What do you think?
What's the actual speed limit? I bet it went 125.
133. I think.
Really?
Yeah.
More than I expected.
Dude, it did like 125 at the mile. It only did like 8 miles per hour more.
Jeez. And that was just because of a tailwind.
Yeah.
I remember yours would run up to 99 pretty good. And then
Oh, yeah.
it
It hit a hard wall, but like
Yeah.
it would suck because you'd be, you'd hit that wall. Like you'd be on those one lane each way in the middle of Nevada. You're trying to make a pass on a semi.
Yeah.
And you'd hit the wall and be like, oh my God. Like
There's traffic coming.
It was dangerous.
Will Robinson.
It was fucking dangerous. Really dangerous.
It's like going down the PCH on the rally.
No rallies. I only drive alone now. I'm like fucking I'm like Spider-Man.
So I didn't get to finish telling you the story on the Gold Rush. One of the McLarens kicked up something metal, and it went through the windshield of a Bentley. It went so far through it ripped the dash.
No way.
And then like flew up and hit the back windshield too.
It hit the front windshield,
broke
and
the dash,
the back windshield,
and the back windshield.
No way.
I saw the guy I was riding passenger when we were in Dallas. I was like, "Yeah, how you doing?" He's like, I'm probably not going to remember you later." I'm like, "Yeah, I'd get tore up if I almost died."
That's a Tuesday probably for that guy. But how big was the piece of metal that got kicked up?
I never saw a picture of it, but I mean the 570 wheel was like ripped. Like it.
He got a flat or something. It was okay.
The wheel was.
I was going to say
destroyed.
That's crazy.
But
but the front and back windshields. That's wild. I mean, I suppose there's probably an aerodynamic explanation for that.
Oh, it's end over end rod kind of thing. Yeah,
that's crazy. Rallies. Is Gold Rush fun?
Dude, I think it's the best one in the U.S.
Is it?
In my opinion. I mean, Amy's been doing it that was 10.
I do love Amy. She should come on the show. Why have we never had Shackelford on the show? We really should.
Good question.
She's local.
I don't know.
Yeah, we really should.
But I mean, that was Gold Rush 10. They've been doing it for 10 years. The new rallies, like there's all the kinks they got to work out.
Yeah.
She's got it down. I mean,
there's usually like a bell curve of rallies, right? Where it takes a few years to figure it out. It gets really good. And then whoever the organizers are start to decide to want to get greedy, or something happens and it becomes sketchy. Like if there's a big accident and there's a potential lawsuit or whatever, and then, maybe they start modifying routes to make it more convenient for themselves. It's just like shit I've seen in the past. But
no, but they on that one, I mean, she had this like app for it. That all the drivers could talk to each other. I mean, I felt like did it right. I mean, I've been to a couple of the rallies, but as far as where you're staying, where you're going, you're hitting some pretty top notch cities and all that.
That's cool. Yeah. The party's fun.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes that in the past they are, and sometimes you're like, I don't know about this one. But it depends on the city. Yeah. It depends on the day of the week too. If you
day
arrive,
of the week, the city.
Yeah, sometimes there's that Monday on the rally, and it's like, what the fuck you gonna
Wednesday in Memphis.
Yeah. Once you hit Charlie Virgos, what's after that? I don't know.
What's that?
Charlie Virgos, best ribs in Memphis. Charlie Virgos barbecue. Heathen.
I've never been to Memphis.
What's the spot on Beale Street?
There's
a
a
blues joint that everybody goes to. I forget.
I can't recall.
But they had
I was very drunk.
It's the only blues place in Memphis.
No, there's a bunch on Beale Street. That's where I met Thaddeus.
Oh, you guys were in line for ribs, right?
Yeah, waiting in line for ribs.
Fucking small
in
world.
Memphis, yeah, while we were both driving cross country to come to L.A.
That's so crazy.
We got to hit some super chat questions.
Yeah, we're at an hour 10 right now.
Fuck yeah, son. So, is that the top of the list?
This is the
Go up.
top of the list. Is a business question.
Yeah, right? You're fucking... you worked through the brain damage. We figured. Thad had this Thad here had a really long day in terms of the driving. Fucking woke up in San Diego, big ass truck and trailer. Goddamn.
Disappointment takes it out of you too. No joke.
Yeah. Well, Matt definitely made it easier.
Dominic has a problem that says that I want Super Chat to replace ads, but then I don't answer all the Super Chat questions. LOL. Why should we bother paying then? Dominic, well, we do try to answer all the Super Chat questions every show. I think there was one show. maybe last week or the week before, where there was a very heavy amount of super chat questions, and for one reason or another, we had to wrap up. I think the show went really long.
Show went long. We had 30 or something questions.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we do our best. I certainly am not out to fucking scam anybody. I'll do my best. What'll end up happening is, if it's a pattern and there's really too many super chat questions, what we'll do is we'll raise the threshold of donation. So,
you put a cap on it.
Well, you put a cap in numbers, or you put a minimum donation. So I'll be, all right, we won't get to donate 99 cents some more. You have to donate $3 or $4, and that may cut the number of them in half till we can.
We've also discussed doing just a straight Q&A show. So if people like that idea, let us know in comments.
I want to do a Q&A show, but Freddie keeps telling me the time to do fucking Q&A shows is Saturdays. I don't want to work on Saturdays. At least until Hannah moves back to Los Angeles.
Or Sunday. I think any weekend.
Right now, weekends are for because my girl works in San Francisco, so I don't see her Monday through Friday. So weekends are for my girl. Sorry, folks. Okay, Hertz. Oh, do you know Hurt? He's a Hoonigan guy. Do you have it? Did you pull up his Instagram before?
Yeah,
it's Hurt Life on Instagram. HERT.
Well, he works with Hoonigan.
Yeah, he's a Hoonigan guy.
I met so many people when I was at the BFG event, but I met one of the Hoonigan guys there.
They're all very fun, and Hurt is a character, and he has this amazing and sad and amazing and sad RX-7 drift car that just always seems to be broken, but I think right now it works, but tomorrow might be a different story.
Yeah, someone said it's on the cover of Super Street.
It was. I saw it at the airport. I was just flying.
Really?
Yeah, I saw this shit at the airport. I was so excited.
That's awesome, because it's he has stayed 100% true to what he wants. Like, he loves old school Japanese drift cars. They did a good Q&A with him about it, which helped me understand why he wanted to build a car this way, because it's definitely not the most economical or efficient way to build a drift car, but he just really liked the kind of OG super low giant wing Japanese drift cars.
It's it's a fun car, and more importantly, Hurt, I think, will Hurt be at Grid Life Atlanta with me this year?
Probably.
I'll be at Grid Life Atlanta this year, and Hurt is usually at Grid Life, and so if he's down there with that, that's fucking great. And he's on the cover of Super Street. Get yourself a Super Street.
Look at the cracked bumper, zip ties, like all of it, I mean,
it's supposed to be.
He took it drifting. I remember there's a funny video when he was at Grange Motorsport Park.
Yeah.
And he goes out and he's like going down the straightaway, and the hood just goes and just flies off.
Wow.
Like, either he forgot to secure the pins or they broke or something, and it's just like, yeah, of course.
Yeah, he does not give a lot of fucks. But you know what? I don't know, the style of the car hides all the fucking... If you're more than a couple feet away, you can't really see the fucked upness. Well, for 60 at 60, it really works, right?
Well, it's got a...
Yeah, I mean, the more, he competes in it, and he drives the hell out of it. I wonder, is it even street legal? Looks like it does.
Does he actually compete? He does compete?
I mean, yeah, he does like amateur events and stuff. And I think he goes up and does the... like when they do the Horse Thief Mile stuff. Like
I thought he just does like
stuff.
the fucking around stuff. I didn't even know if that was competition.
I think it's
no
entry
disrespect
level.
to her.
Yeah.
Well, no, but they do. So like the event I told you at Angel Stadium.
Oh yeah,
they do a drift competition there. That it's it's not
Did
like
you know
the
about
traditional
this Angel Stadium thing, Zach.
They do car event once a year during the summer at Angel Stadium, and they have a
Make
blocked
sure
off
can
area.
see our search history.
But they do it's like they had 3 girls that all drifted like collaborative drifting or whatever, synchronized drifting.
Synchronized drifting?
Oh, Enthusiast Day. That just happened, right?
Yeah.
It was a huge thing.
But it's kind of like that. It's not like, hey, there's really a race. It's hey, you just kind of go drift off. And
I think, what the hell's the track? Almost gets closed down.
Irwindale.
Thank you. How did you know? They
you started to say almost gets closed down.
Yeah, there you go.
I immediately knew what you were
They've
talking
been
about.
doing drift events also, like in the center area, not the big the bowl, like Thursday nights or something, kind of normal stuff.
Yeah, those are all over the place.
I didn't realize that one was so close. I thought you had to go all the way up to Willows.
That's
same
good.
distance, but
although and to get there for a night event, it's the same amount of time. And I agree with Maxwell. I would love to see him on the podcast. And watch me now. I'm going to go back to my list of things to do. Here it is. Email Hurt for PCast. Done. Request taken, and thank you for reminding me because I meant to do that. LS3 swapped BMW 135i. Brandon says, "What do you think, Thad?"
It's gonna be a beast. I mean, it's dude. Have they done an LS swap in a Miata?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Flying Miata has a kit for that.
Okay. I was thinking our guys. We got two guys that are LS diehards, and they want to do an LS in a McLaren.
In a McLaren with a blown motor? I love it. Did you hear there's a guy named Steve Goldman here in Malibu?
Yeah.
I bet if you Google it, you can find Steve Goldman Ligenfelter Ferrari 360. He blew his motor in a Ferrari 360 GT, a race car, yellow one on the left there. He blew the motor. That's it. Blows. The Ferrari wants, some absurd amount of money for a new engine.
Yeah.
And he puts a blown Ligenfelter LS in the back. It's like 1,000 horsepower. And I don't know if you can see in that picture, if there's other pictures somewhere of it. That was his garage. I think it just sold.
Wow.
Yeah. This guy was a fucking super heavy hitter. And he wanted to attach a giant garage to his house. They wouldn't let him. So he built this building in another property. It's a 1-bedroom home with a 20,000 square foot garage.
What?
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. And he's got obviously a bunch of sick cars, but that Ferrari, on the side of it, I don't know if you can read it in that picture. It has bow ties on the side and it says SS 427. It's fucking awesome. He said it got
So it's running even better than it was before.
He said it was so fast, the Ferrari people were getting super pissed. But when he ran it at like there's the engine in the back, yeah. But when he fucking see the bow tie, how awesome is that? You can tell it's the same garage because there's the Zonda Monza on the right.
So cool.
And he said it got real light at 160.
Oh.
But yes, you should look at the front. Is that a dry sump? Oh, it's a Thorgelson. It's a Thorgelson original. He'll probably file a trademark complaint against me for
probably fast. Sounded awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, how crazy is that?
What's hilarious is that this guy who clearly has done well for himself is like, you want how much for a new engine? Fuck you.
Yeah. Rob Ferretti just bought a new 360. I just was at this place. So I did this gig in Sacramento, speaking gig at California Auto Museum, which was a really neat place. Check it out. If you're in Sacramento, it's a cool car museum. It's worth seeing. Nice people. But the sponsor was this place, Luxury Motors, and they're like a secondhand car dealer up there, exotic cars. But they had some nice shit, dude. They had a 993 turbo. I was like, really? It was like a higher miles, like 40-something thousand mile for one of those. Mm-hmm. Black, and I was like, this is fucking a nice dailyable 993 turbo. And they had like 4 360s with manuals, and I was like, ooh, these are looking really fresh right now. Mm-hmm. And Ferretti just bought a 12,000 mile 360 Spider.
Wow, with manual?
No, F1. He likes the F1s.
He likes the conversion, right?
Well, he can do the conversion, but he buys them. He likes buying them cheap. He thinks he is of the opinion that suckers pay more for manuals right now. That's what he thinks.
Well, I mean, they're definitely becoming hard to find.
Yeah, I guess this guy had 4 of them. They didn't seem that hard to find.
that guy's waiting in the corner market.
Well, you got to pay a little more. I think he wanted 25 grand or so more than the automatics. For the manuals. Which, all right, I paid more than that to have my car turned into a fucking manual.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think it makes sense. That if you want, like we were talking about, I think the last time I was on the show, is like, what would you buy as an investment? Like, you'd buy a manual transmission car.
Yeah.
If you had to choose one.
That or the last NA version of a car.
Whoops.
Yeah, I just picked up an issue of Sports Car Market, and it said right now it was sell your 2000s. There's a sell, hold, buy section.
Oh, yeah.
You read it?
Yeah.
Sell your 2000s Ferraris. They have peaked. Your 2000s era Ferraris, the 550s and 355s, sell those. Or in the 360s, sell those.
Well, those aren't going to go back up for another 10
Right,
20
they're
years.
not cyclical, right?
Yeah.
So that they've peaked. Hold European fast wagons and buy freshly importable fun hatchbacks.
Interesting.
Like JDM Civics and European, like Peugeot 205 GTIs and Lancias and shit like that.
Yeah, like the new kind of limited edition ones.
Yeah. That was the suggestion.
Yeah.
Here's a good one. If we had to be an Uber driver for the rest of your life, what vehicle would you choose for under $100,000? Thad Norman.
Well, of course, I'm going to go with the 12C with 30,000 miles at 99.
The high mileage. You're not going to get a lot. You can probably get big tips if you rolled up in a 12C.
All right. If I could get a used the new E63 wagon. That's it, dude. The tail lights. Have you seen tail lights on those? Like all the crystals. We got a customer in Charlotte with one. It's
the brand new one.
Yeah, the brand
fire.
Yeah.
Had one as a press car. So nice.
Yeah. Just once it gets used enough, you can get under 100.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But if I'm driving Uber, not a lot of benefit to that. Stiff suspension, bucket seats. I'm gonna go straight up Mercedes S550, extended warranty.
Oh yeah. What year?
Extended. 100, whatever 100K gets me right now. I think I can.
Is that our only car for the rest of time, or our Uber car? We have to drive it for Uber.
I think that's your Uber car. I think that's your work vehicle.
I do Audi Q7 then.
Q7 is good.
Yeah, little ground clearance. Don't have to worry about inclement weather. Comfy. All that shit.
Buy the diesel. They'll buy it back.
Right. I love the diesel, but now I know why I love the diesel.
Remember we fucking tracked it? My dad had a Q7 diesel that Audi bought back for an obscene amount of money when it had 70,000 miles on it and was completely falling apart.
Why'd they buy it back?
Because it was a fucking dirty, dirty cheater.
Oh.
Yeah, because they legally had to buy it back. They gave him $40,000 for it. And it had 70. It was a 2010 with 70,000 miles. They gave him 40 G's. It's fucking stupid.
It was a good. It did well on the track, though.
But Zach would mob it at Monticello.
Oh, yeah.
We'd film our East Coast
car.
cars. Yeah,
Dude,
it was
it's
the S
surprising.
line had the
It
air
was.
suspension.
Because it's got. I mean, what's the tread width on those? I mean,
It probably had 255s all
dude,
around,
that's
maybe
like
265s.
The GLE 63s. That's
Yeah.
325s in
Meaty.
rear.
I had a GLE 63. Remember the Rally North America, and the ugly slopey back one, and it was very fun on the highway, and it was an absolute disaster on a racetrack.
Really?
Mercedes SUV traction control systems.
Oh.
I also took a G-Wagon to a track day at Willow
That's
Springs.
horrible
once.
idea.
It was a horrible.
And you
idea.
didn't roll it.
Nah.
It won't let you.
It won't
Don't
let
worry.
you. It has.
Really?
Yeah, it won't let you.
Okay.
Because if you have the wheel turned more than like 20 degrees, it gives you 5% throttle no matter what you do with the pedal.
I've always been afraid, so I've never tried.
No, yeah.
I mean, there's no point in doing it. It
was really dumb.
You were 2 corners in, and you were like, "This is gonna be a boring day."
It was so stupid. But then I drove up the mountain.
Dude, you know what's sketchy in G-Wagon? We actually, that's another top speed car we did. Dude, at 120, the whole windshield's like, pop, 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 like shaking.
Yikes.
Same, just like the Raptor. It only gains like 9 miles per hour in the second mile.
Can you believe that Brabus made one of those things with like 700 horsepower? I wonder if they had like braces against the windshield.
No, you just with the tune, because we do a lot of tunes on AMGs. I mean, we do it on about all imports. Tune only on those big AMG motors. I mean, you're getting like 150 horsepower.
Yep.
My favorite thing about the G63 is that they sell one with the twin turbo V8.
Yep.
And they sell one with an even bigger engine, the twin turbo V12.
Yeah.
The G65, and it's slower.
What? Well, all that weight. I
It's
guess.
slower,
That makes sense, dude. That's like the Bentayga with the freaking.
It's like $100,000 more, and it's slower.
Dude, the Bentayga's got the W12 twin turbo. Dude,
I like the interior of the Bentley.
Yeah.
And I've seen them in LA. I'm starting to see them in some color combinations that work a lot better than the ones that Bentley's press people chose.
Yeah.
Like, I saw one, Zach smirking at me like, nah, they're heinous. And they still are.
I think they're heinous.
They're pretty heinous. But I saw one that was all like a dark gray with black wheels and black trim. And it was all right. It was all right. I mean,
You can. I know what you're saying. You can make them look better than the ones we saw.
that's
for
really
press launches.
apologetic. I mean, I'm apologizing for a vehicle for not looking offensive because it's the correct color,
Well, it's like
which
when
I shouldn't do.
When daytime TV, they do a makeover on somebody, and they would take someone who is dressing in sweatpants, top and bottom somehow. Like they've made their own shirt, and then they put them in like a nice button-up shirt, and they give them a haircut, and they wash their face, and they shave them, and they're like, "Look it," and you're like, "That's true. That's the best you got, the best they got in the Bentayga." I think the design of that thing just doesn't make sense.
I agree with you. I doesn't either. I like the Cullinan, the Rolls.
I like
the Rolls SUV
that looks
yet?
better.
Yeah,
It
I
does
just
look
like
better.
on the Bentayga the checkbox of the W12 in an SUV. Like,
It is. It's the biggest engine
why do you
ever.
need that?
Have you
Sounds
seen
like
one on a
nothing.
stand? You taken one out ever?
No,
Dude, it's the size of this table.
Oh, yeah.
Wide. It's
No, I wanna-
It's a chody engine. Do you have a picture of a W12 engine on a stand? It's so big. Can you find one like that one? Yeah, I see where your mouse is there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an old one. That's like an airplane W12 from like a World War One.
I'll find it.
I don't know, but it's
like a wide
it's
body.
huge and ugly. But I think it sounds like plumbing.
oh the
Yeah.
car.
It sounds like
Oh,
two.
yeah.
It's just two camera engines next to each other.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is
expensive.
that you breathing in my ear?
Speaking of two VR6 based engines, which I'm pretty sure it is, aren't they VR6 based engines? Isn't it two VR6 engines
Yeah.
stuck together with the crank? It is, right?
Mhm.
No,
It was a weird. No, that's the Veyron.
no, that was a
Okay.
Veyron engine.
Oh, but the Bentayga isn't.
No. Oh, that was a concept engine. No, I'm off. I think it's a VR6 style engine, but it's not a VR6. I think it's half, but whatever.
Oh, the concept car had like the joint crankshaft. It was
Yeah,
like three
yeah.
banks. It wasn't.
I don't know
like four things.
why I thought that. That's dumb.
That is gigantic. That's a Veyron engine.
Dude, look at the engine stand.
That's
the engine stand is a
Veyron.
forklift.
That's a Veyron engine compared to a person. Watch this.
Dude, look at that.
That's so big.
Dude, it's a multi-engine stand right there. It's like you got a lift on a lift on a lift.
I don't know how that works.
I mean, some of it has to be, integrated for use in a factory. So, like, I'm sure some lift slides in and picks the thing up and everything. But that is
Yeah.
massive.
That's like at the factory, not at a repair shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking gangster,
I
though.
want to see like the.
How come you guys aren't doing Bugatti tuning? Let's go.
Hey, we'll do it. Just get me one.
I'm sure you.
We got
I'm sure you
a
would.
P1 coming in here soon.
Fuck do you do with a P1?
Yeah, you just turn it up a bit.
Can you?
Oh yeah.
What about with the electric drive and all that stuff?
That's where it gets interesting. Like tuning a i8, you got to tune the electric motor and the.
And you can do that?
Of course.
Is it like this? Is it the same? I mean,
I mean, you got to be careful because it takes more time. Absolutely, because each one has its. You turn up the electric motor too much, it affects the drivability. The drivability with the power is the balance on that.
God, I feel like there's like really smart people that design this shit. Are you sure that you can just be like, no, more is good, and like, the rest of it'll be all right?
All manufacturers design anything with a 50% margin, basically. So
It's 50%.
yeah, because durability, they.
So what is the reduced durability if you take 6? Well, I suppose you're building the engine, so it brings it back up, right?
Yeah, when you're building the motor, it removes all that. But if you're talking
Yeah.
about just tuning it, you turn it up 20%. You still have that 30% margin there.
What was it? What was the statistic Steve Dinan brought in here, Zach? If you add
20% power
20% power, you
decreases
decrease the engine by
longevity by
Yeah.
20%.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I think it was a little more.
Yeah.
Maybe 25%. And
Yeah,
then,
and all that it's susceptible to driver,
Yeah.
mileage. Again, a mile on the track is like 10, 20 miles on the road.
yeah.
So, how are you driving the car, but also fueling? This 91 octane out here is horrible.
That's a good point.
Yep. So, if you're driving on 93 all the time, or in Canada, they got 94.
Do your cars, you still need the meth if they're running on 93 instead of 91, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So, on the big horsepower builds, but yeah, it helps boost it up to have that clean power. I mean, you felt the difference in pull between when that meth turned off. It was like,
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. Well, it wouldn't even like rev properly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It felt like traction control was kicking in. It was not happy, which is sad. I was sad for it.
because that was
I knew it wanted to go because it couldn't have been a more perfect car to show up in a 110-degree day because it's wrapped like a goddamn fishing lure.
Oh,
it's
really?
fucking chrome. Yeah.
So it reflects all the heat.
it's like, "Brah!"
in your face.
It is
Yeah, there
chrome.
it is. Yeah, underneath the wing.
It says
Wow.
"fuck
Oh,
you."
did
under
you
the
see me
wing.
break
Yeah.
in front of you? Did you see that kick
Yo,
out?
dude, can I tell you that my fiance would fucking hang you if she saw that font?
Oh yeah.
It's Comic Sans, isn't it? Isn't that Comic Sans
No,
bold?
I don't know.
This?
I didn't
Yeah.
pick it.
No, that looks like. I don't know. That looks like No Fear. That's what.
No Fear.
I don't know. Hannah would go nuts if she saw that. She would.
Is No Fear still a company?
No.
No, do you know?
think so.
But you know who that was? That's Boris Said.
Really?
Yeah, Boris said the racing driver.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was Boris said the gentleman driver until he fucking started dipping into the pockets of his business, no fear, to go racing. And now he sold the company. Who knows what happened to it? It got dissolved out. But now he's the other end. He's a paid driver. But like Boris said, is the founder of No Fear.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I had those shirts when I was a kid.
He's a fucking boss driver. I had a ton of No Fear.
No Fear wallet. Everybody
Elementary
had 'em.
school, middle school, and high school.
I'm not afraid of nothing.
Oh, that was not. No, that's not Comic Sans. I rescind. It's not Comic Sans.
Come at me.
It's comic book.
Come at
It's
me,
a
bro.
comic book font.
Yeah. It's Pow Wham.
It's Pow Wham font. Yeah,
My
yeah,
No
yeah.
Fear wallet and my Jinko jeans.
Someone I reviewed this dude's. It was HG Motorsports. Dieter built a GT3 RS. It was fucking just crazy, and I reviewed it down. And I said I got out of it, and I was like, this shit is boss as hell. And they had that made into a sticker, and it now says this shit is boss as hell on the wing of
Really?
the car. Yeah.
There you go.
It's very funny.
Copyright.
They can have it. It's good. Let's see. Benjamin says, love the podcast. Thank you. Currently looking for a daily driver, twisty back road car, and had my eye on E46 M3s with common issues addressed. I thought about older Cayman S's, but need a back seat. Any other cars I should look at? Thad, you want to chime in on that one?
So he doesn't want the M3 because of the issues.
No, he's just looking for other things, fun cars he may have overlooked. E46 M3 with issues addressed. Let's call his budget $25,000.
Yeah.
$25,000 used sports cars. Cayman S's.
I mean, S5s are. I mean, they can be fun.
Audi S5s. The early ones with the V8s and a manual. Mm-hmm. You can get those.
So
I had a
pretty-
you could
pretty
get
quick.
a high mileage one for about that price, right? Yeah.
I have a friend named Bozy who is a genius with used cars, and he says his absolute least favorite engine to work on in all of cars is the Audi 4.2.
Oh,
Really?
it's such a great
Yeah,
engine.
it's a great
Sounds so
sounding
good.
and driving engine. Apparently, they're a disaster after like 60K. So
Oh.
Yeah, but they at that time were designing engines to make it difficult to service just for that service money.
well, I don't want to stick Ben with it.
That's true.
Let's see,
He'd be in the
25K.
pits. Get it? Get it?
25K gets you a lot of Mustang GT. If
You could get a
lot.
built,
Yeah.
And
modded Mustang GT.
our friends at, did you go watch this video from the Tuned Tuner Shootout? Our friends at Maximum Motorsports, they took a 2014, they have a package where if you bought like the nicest 2014 Mustang GT in the world, which would be like $18,000 right now, and you get their, what was their kit? The full kit. I
How
think
much
the
did it
full-
cost?
Yeah,
Like 10?
I think the full kit was 10, and this car handled awesome. Our racing driver said it was the most fun car that we had the whole thing.
Yeah. That was great.
The newer ones, what I like is they've, the hood isn't so ridiculous. Like you drive a couple years ago, those Mustangs, I've run around the
Do you mean-
track, you can't see over the hood.
And they also vibrate, the vibrating hoods.
Yeah, the visibility is much better
yeah,
on the new ones.
Yeah, the newer ones, they've fixed
True.
the window to dash ratio to the seat, and it's a lot better visibility. So
I
yeah,
really like those Mustangs. I think
like
that.
like the sound of that.
If you got the right E46, Armin just bought a Laguna Seca blue one.
Did he?
He got with like all the correct mods done and everything, and he spent like 24 on it, but it's
Whoa.
it's Laguna Seca blue.
Really?
The prices have gone up.
Is it his first nice car?
It's he finally got a nice car. It's
Our
like the
friend
M3.
and cameraman Armin
Yeah.
always buys the worst available example of any car.
Oh yeah.
Anything he has, he buys the worst possible example of, and
Pick
he
it up
finally got a
at
good one.
salvage yards.
No,
Like,
just
he-
salvage titles.
He bought an E46 M3 that he thought he was getting a deal on. He didn't get it inspected first, and he found it needed everything, and it was a rollback. Like in
Jeez.
2 days, he found out the odometer had been rolled, all those things. So he got. But I bring that up because for this guy, you could buy the right car and maybe drive it for free for a year or two if you want, if they keep appreciating slowly, and then sell it if it's fixed. Otherwise, Mustang will just work forever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, look at a BMW 135i.
With the LS3.
No, that is the performance
Yeah.
deal of the decade, maybe.
Yeah, they're looking like steals right now, those cars. Yeah. I hope that helps. Jared says, hey, I met you for coffee once. Oh, yeah. Want people to know how nice you are in person. Thanks. I remember meeting you for coffee. I met you at Benotti's, I believe. or possibly at the Cow's End. I can't recall, but I definitely remember meeting you. What is your opinion on Tesla not selling the $35,000 Model 3 yet? I don't think they ever were. I don't think I seriously, like, wasn't the Model S supposed to be like 75 grand? Like, I've never seen a new one for like less than 90 or 100 grand.
Well, I think people, when they buy them new, they spec those up a lot, but I think they're several years and big problems away from getting the Model 3 down to a cheap point.
What's it going for right now?
They're like 55 to 65,000, and they can go up to, I think, 80.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's how all the manufacturers are. They're like, oh, hey, this model starts at $18,000, but you can't find one on the lot.
It's tough to find base Porsches and stuff too, but there is not a Model 3 at 35 grand at all. Yeah. I don't think it's possible. I think the base is like 40 something.
Yeah. When they first announced it was going to be the electric car for the people.
Right.
And it's like, well,
I mean, they may have plans for like a smaller motor, smaller battery, like, super eco one, like later, but like, I don't know.
They literally can't afford to sell the cheap one right now. They're having big fucking problems.
Yeah. I hope if the company, I hope
they sort it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Best tires for a new GTI, daily driven and some spirited driving on the weekends.
I mean, if you can get PS4S's, honestly, like, they're expensive, but they last a long time and they're good in most seasons, not the cold, but like, right?
Oh, yeah.
If you can't afford that, what would you get?
The Pilot Super Sports. It's the next runner-up.
Are they cheaper than PS4S's?
Yeah.
Are they still available?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that they were making both for.
No, so when they start transitioning over to a new one, they have the sizes that they address. So there might be sizes that they haven't hit with the Pilot Sport 4S or doesn't justify it.
Right.
But and then they also have that stock left over. So I mean, 4S has only been out for a year.
Yeah, there could easily be stock left, especially the smaller sizes.
Yeah,
for sure.
So
if you can get that, if not, like,
I've been very happy.
Sport Comp 2s are solid, actually.
Yeah. I have Conti Extreme Sport contacts.
Oh, do you like them?
Yeah, they have way more front end grip than I expect. Many times when I go into corners, but the just crust like, is this? Wow, it's still sticking.
There you go.
They're quiet. They've lasted a while.
All right, check those out. Let's see. What Wrangler do you buy for less than 20,000? I'm not much of an expert on Wranglers. Are you? I think. Don't you want like a Rubicon? Isn't the Rubicon the one to have because it's got the better shit?
It has all the shit, but
but that's not going to be under
expensive.
$20K though.
I don't know.
The new one's $50.
Not brand. I assume he doesn't mean brand new. Is it like Corvettes where you just buy the newest, best one you can afford?
Exactly.
Is that pretty much it?
The Jeeps. I mean, everything's getting crazy.
Like, that's the rule. The rule with Corvettes is people are always like, "What's the best Corvette?" It's like the newest one with the best motor that you can afford.
Yeah.
Honestly, to me, that seems like the rule for Wranglers too, unless you're talking about CJs or something like that, like classics.
Classic,
right? I don't know a lot about Wranglers, but I feel like that's the move.
I know they've changed a lot. Like the engines have changed. Pentastar 4-liter. Like, which one do you want?
Safaris are pretty cheap.
And those are
you get a Safari.
You mean Sahara?
Sahara,
way off. Safari's not the same thing, right?
Sahara.
I think that's your long day catching up to you, right? Let's finish these questions. I'm sorry I don't have a better answer for you. I would say the newest, nicest one you can afford. Looking at the 996 turbos as an investment cruise night car, what are your thoughts and what should I look for? Do you get into these much, Thad?
Yeah, we actually tune quite a bit of them.
All right. You want to take this one?
Well, I've actually shopped a couple of them. If you look at like just the recent couple years, like 2015 to 17, they're still pretty high in value. So
he's looking at older ones, 996 turbos. We're talking about like 2000 to 2002 to 2004, 6.
Okay.
It's 4.
I mean, we do on those. I mean, we actually stick to more within the past 10 years. So I was thinking the more modern.
I mean, probably just get the best one you can for what you can afford. What are the maintenance issues? Find out what the maintenance issues are, or the common failures.
What should you look for? First off, manual transmission.
Oh, of course.
I mean, that's the first. I drove an automatic one, and it absolutely sucked balls.
Not a gray interior.
No.
Either.
Try to avoid the gray interior if you can. Here's the thing with them as an investment. I don't know if they're the best investment. They've come up. They're not quite they were a steal at 35, 40 grand. They're now at 45, 50, maybe as high as 60 or 65 for like a real investment grade car. I also think they kind of drive weird and aren't very good looking. But like, the thing with buying a modern-ish Porsche as an investment car, like the point of that modern car is that you can drive it, and so you should buy the one you want to drive.
Yeah.
What should you look for? I mean, DME report, if you can get it. Is that new enough for? It is new enough for a DME report. The over rev report, service history, have a PPI done,
Number of previous owners. Is always important.
Yeah.
Not in the Rust Belt.
Yeah, I mean, definitely just have an expert, like a real expert, go through it and give you a proper report.
Yeah, and seeing that service history is done at Porsche dealerships, we see that a lot.
Or somebody properly, known.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing that we've probably all learned from buying cars is do a good amount of research yourself so that you're not shopping blind and you're not relying on someone else to tell you what is right or wrong with the car you buy. Like, you may get a shop that does a really good inspection, and you might get one that does a lazy inspection.
Yeah.
Right. Unless if you have a great shop, start there. Like when I bought my 911, I didn't even see it. I had the guy drive it to fucking Sharky.
Right.
And Sharky just sent me an email with a report, and it was like a yay. And I was like, all right,
Let's
go.
do it.
But when you found that car, I'm sure you saw others that you didn't send to Sharky or somewhere else. So you found that car and you knew enough that you're like, I want to have someone, I'm going to go to the next step.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or did you just fire blind?
I mean, it was a clean car. I saw pictures and
I think
I saw
the
pictures and miles, and
It was like a one owner, two.
it was a 2-owner car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I think 2 or less is a good sweet spot. When you start getting 3 or more,
Yeah, it could go either way.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of 996 turbos out there. But that's what I would say. Don't get a convertible. Don't get a auto.
No.
Is there a better? Let's say Joe says, is there a better, reliable, and fun first car buy for 15 to 20 than a used Fiesta ST? Possibly not. If you want the rear-wheel drive experience, there's the 86 Twins for sure. Those are good first cars.
Very good. And they actually have space, unlike a Miata.
Yeah, they have a little more space than a Miata, but the Fiesta ST is a awesome car.
Really, really good.
The best.
what about the GTI?
Also an awesome car.
Yeah.
The Fiesta's lighter. Fiesta's about 300 pounds lighter than a GTI, and it feels it. And the Fiesta has more direct steering, and it's more, if you tune it, it's manic as fuck.
Yeah.
Which, if you like that, it's great. There was not a lot of cars that we had in the canyons that could keep up with the Fiesta.
True.
It was as camera car. It was really, really fast.
Power to weight ratio.
Love it. We loved it. Someone contributed, thank you, to Super Chat with an argument for using the Super Chat. Thank you. What should I, potato roulette. What should I sell my 100,000 Mazda Speeds? I don't know, dude.
What does that
thank
even
you.
Go for?
I don't know. Mazda Speed 6s are sweet. I've driven a couple of them, and they're really nice. I would say that assuming it's clean, I would pay, like I'm not offering, but like a Mazda Speed 6 is like an awesome alternative to an Evo or a Subaru if you wanted to keep it a little more DL, and they're just as fast. Like 105,000 miles, I don't know, like 12 to 14 grand?
You could sell it to the guy up above.
Yeah.
Sell it to the guy up above.
We're putting people together.
Sell
There
it to
you go.
Joe who wants
the Ford Fiesta.
Totally.
I
That'd be a
know.
good one. Mazda Speed 6s, those are totally DL under the radar fast cars. DPF Jr. says, going to be living in Europe for a few years and using BMW's U.S. government discount. Nice. All right. I want to get a 2 Series. Do I get an M240i or splurge for the M2? Splurge for the M2.
It's M2.
Yep.
All day.
Yeah, definitely splurge for the M2.
You'll go around 2 corners with each one and you go, oh.
Yeah,
That's it.
and the extra money you spend up front, you'll make half of it back on the difference in lesser depreciation than the M240i. Look at the used values of M235i's right now. Wah, wah. You want the M2. Plus, the M2 is just the fucking tits.
It is.
Get the get the dark gray with the blue brake calipers and the black wheels.
You don't want that crazy turquoise color?
I like that color.
I like that color too. We had that at the color as the press car. It was fun.
Oh, yeah.
That's a fun color.
I was in Charleston is where they have like all the SUVs ship, and they had all the press cars, and you can see them all lined up, and you just see a field of turquoise,
blue.
Yeah.
X5,
It's a good blue.
Yeah.
red interior.
It is. It's a nice color.
Oh,
I'm a
yeah.
fan of that. I think the M2 is worth the money they ask for. If you get one not just at sticker, but like they're at sticker now, I imagine, but on a discount in Germany, European delivery, get that shit. Go straight to the Nürburgring, son.
Yep,
dude.
Don't be a pussy.
Do the European delivery and the U.S. delivery. U.S. delivery, you do it in South Carolina.
What do you mean? And so you do it in Europe, and then when you come back here, they ship it, and you do another U.S. delivery.
Yeah.
Oh, and then you go do track day.
You do it at Spartanburg.
And you go and do M school.
An M2 would be a good car at Spartanburg.
Exactly.
It's just a good car.
It would match
everywhere.
that track very well.
That's true.
Yeah, it's a good car at Gingerman. Let's see. Matt says, I want to use daily driver that can be fun on the back roads but isn't killer on gas. Under 10 Gs.
IS300 is not good on gas, by the way.
They're bad on
Remember,
gas?
when I was looking to buy one, they get 22 highway.
That's not good.
It's not good at all for a non-turbo inline six.
No, Accord Coupe V6. I bet that's worse on gas than you think, but they're fun cars. Acura TL Type S. Also check the CL Type S, which came with a stick and was the best handling front-wheel drive car that Road and Track ever tested in 2006.
Did they make a TSX with a stick? I like that car.
Yes.
That was a good looking car.
Yeah, TSX with a stick would be a good one too.
I go with Acura.
Acura. Older Honda, dude, old Hondas are super fun. Like Hondas from get a 2000 Civic Si, like a really nice one for 10 grand.
Yeah.
Shit would be awesome. I would get one of those. I'd definitely get a 2000 Civic Si overall. Or if you can you find a good Integra GSR? Or RSX Type S? RSX Type S stock is very nice.
The Integras are on the rise now.
Yeah.
So there's no way.
Integras are collector
Dude,
cars
they're coming
now.
back like the Supra, the new Supra and all
Dude,
that.
Type Rs are fucking $40,000 cars now. Samuel, thank you for the donation. Jean-Pierre, JP with the GP and E36. Oh, hey, what's up?
I drove his E36 a few weeks ago.
Rock and roll.
Nice.
Thinking of selling my modded E36 sedan for an E46 due to power. That's a good call. Or should I go balls deep and swap the E36? Pros and cons. Sell car for better car or engine swap the car you have. Here's my question. Are you sentimentally attached to that E36 or not? Because if you are, then you go in and you make it crazy. If you're not, the 46 is just a better car.
Yeah.
It's not just more powerful.
Well, his 36 has like a racing steering wheel, no back seats, a half cage, like a really, really good setup suspension. It handled great. But, it's on its way to being a race car.
Is there a video coming on that, Zach?
Yeah.
Zach's one-take series?
So it's like, I don't know how much he'd get for it.
Zach's doing videos now. You got to give him McLaren.
Yeah,
There
so
you go.
JP, I don't know how much you'd get for it and how much you have saved to go to an E46 because it's going to be a big jump. Because you could do, if you know how to do the swap, you could probably do that for like a few grand of parts and work.
So here's the question, Zach. You got to have a go in both. His E36 sedan, remember Grid Life Bill? Spec E46 Turner parts.
Oh.
Right? Which was more fun? What's better? The Spec E46, there's a video of it, of both. Is there one of you driving it? Is there a video of you driving it, right? Isn't there a video of both of us driving it?
I think there is.
Yeah.
I think we put them together, right?
Yeah, we put them together, I think. So there's a video of Zach driving.
Okay.
I
His
loved
felt like
that Spec E46. It was awesome.
But I think Bill's car was much more expensive than this one.
I think Bill's car was like 25 grand.
Yeah, this was like a $6,000 to $10,000 E36.
Okay.
So I mean, Bill's was a spec build with great suspension and slicks all four corners.
An S54 swap into an E30,
So fun.
according to the person who did it, was like 15 Gs. Like 12.
That was him outsourcing.
12 for the motor and the trans.
Yeah.
And then 3 to have it installed.
Yeah. So you could save the money to install it if you do it yourself.
So if he's selling his car, you know what I mean?
Just
He's
buy an
going
E46
in.
then.
I would get the E46.
Yeah, because it's done already.
Yeah.
Wow, that much money? Shit.
And you don't have to wait on it.
Yeah.
That's true.
Jake wants to know, do performance shops ever hire apprentices? I'm in tech school and keen to get into it. I would need to work a few years in a private shop or dealer for him to even let me in the door. Thad, what do you say?
We actually have 2 interns right now.
So yes, they do.
Yes. They're doing CAD drawings for us. They're helping out with working turning wrenches on cars. So yeah, absolutely. I mean, don't be hesitant. I mean, that's the thing that people don't realize, just reach out to these companies, email them, call them. Prime example, funny story is that we had some high school kid local to us a year ago. call or emailed us. Never got this email like this before. He asked us to bring a McLaren to his prom pictures. And he lived like right around the corner from the shop, so we brought 2.
Nice.
It was pretty
Baller.
cool. And you just think about having a McLaren. Like when I was in high school, show up at your prom pictures, I would freak.
Did you call and circle back and see if he got laid?
Dude, guaranteed. You don't even have to ask. But no, I mean that's the biggest thing people don't realize. Just don't be afraid to send an email, call. Everybody, I think most of the performance shops have interns of some sort. Helping with odd jobs and gradually.
Dude, the answer is definitely yes.
Yeah.
At least in California. The question is, see, his donation came in Canadian dollars. So, you got to start local on that one, dude. I don't know what's around where you live, but or where your school is, but definitely start local. Fucking offer to sweep the floors. Mm-hmm. Offer to just take pictures of shit for their Instagram. If they don't have the easiest way in the door for any of this shit is if you find a shop that does great work, but they have no social media presence and you make one for them.
Yep.
That is an unbelievable thing you could do for someone who doesn't have, or just
we're helping. I mean,
help
I do a lot of our social media, and I struggle to do it.
Yeah, and you have much more important things to do most of the time, I imagine, and don't need to be doing that.
Yeah, got a lot to do, but you like driving across the country.
Yeah, well, you can't be fucking tweeting and shit while you're driving, right?
But also to that point, if you've got summer off and you really want to be aggressive, come out to California, find a part-time job, and find some shops.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hate to tell people to move. I don't know.
It's like a summer trip,
Yeah, I don't know where this dude is, but yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's possible. Is that it, Zach?
That is it.
It is possible to get your foot in the door. All right. We're gonna end this one with a little Haggerty bit. Thank you all for your super chats. I appreciate it because it's just a thing that can affect classic car owners. We have been working with Haggerty basically to have a non-cheesy sponsored segment at the end of this show in which we go to Haggerty.com/newsletter where you can subscribe to their weekly editorial newsletter. Haggerty does insurance and they do their magazine, which all of our friends work at right now. They pretty much just picked up all of Road and Track and Car and Drivers exits. And it's really nice. I'm sure I'll end up working there at one point.
They're like a Yankees expansion
What do you
team.
mean? We work there right now. This is it. This is us working for them.
Are they local?
Huh?
Are they local?
No, they're in Michigan. They're in Traverse City, Michigan.
Nice.
Which apparently is beautiful in the summer, and we have an invite to go drive their cars up there in the summer.
A collection up there, right?
A collection on the lake that's apparently gangster as fuck. But so this is a big deal, and I'm going to try and I'm not going to make it political. I promise, because it's about the tariffs. Because if these auto import tariffs happen, there could be a 25% tax on collector cars brought into the country, and parts from foreign markets as well.
Jeez.
So your builds right now.
Yep.
Let's just do this one out real quick.
Yeah.
We don't have to do the exact math, but when you do a build in a car, what percentage of the parts that you have to get come from not America?
Well, I mean, if you look at the actual material to go into the parts, so that's the thing. We have local suppliers. The reason why we're in Charlotte is because all the race suppliers and everything. But kind of direct answer, I mean, maybe 50% of the material is imported. I mean, we use Inconel. You don't get Inconel stateside.
Yeah. Where does that come from?
Mars.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds like it.
Zach, pull that over. Do you know where it does come from? Really?
I think ours is sourced from the UK.
Oh, okay. So that would instantly get 25% more expensive.
Yep.
So every Inconel exhaust, so all that crazy Akrapovic shit, that's already fucking 10 G's for an M3 exhaust.
Yep.
That just get with 12.5.
Yep.
Jeez.
And imagine, hypothetically, you get $100,000. You want to buy something dope in Europe, so Carrera RS, right? $100,000. That just became 125.
Yep.
Or any Japanese exhaust that you want to get, right?
Anything.
But that's a huge market.
I think the question you ask yourself on this is the mindset behind it is to drive the business local. Are people going to buy, instead of buying that car, they're going to decide to buy the car stateside?
Well, if we're talking about brand new cars, I can definitely see creating an incentive program or a tariff program on brand new imported vehicles, if that's the point. If we're talking about that. But this is talking about collector cars too, classic cars and parts. Like, so get this. My friend was an Iraq war veteran, an Afghanistan veteran, right? He went to Afghanistan. Remember the 944? Mm-hmm. So my friend John went to Afghanistan, left me his 944 Turbo 89. Wow. He said, "Here, I'm going to be gone for a couple months. This is better with you than sitting in a empty garage somewhere. Have fun." I've had it 4 days. I get rear-ended at a red light while I'm stopped. So it's like it needs a new rear hatch and a tail lights and just basic shit. But that almost totaled the car.
Yep.
Because getting the parts for that from Germany were like you can't. Those parts don't exist in America. Like, you can't get them.
Yep.
And so that car, if this tariff goes through, would be totaled and would be gone and would be crushed. Like, it would not be savable.
Well,
because the insurance would be like, oh, fuck, I think it was like $12,000 to fix it. I convinced the insurance company to pay for it. They fixed it. It was the car. They fixed the car better than it was when John left for Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And I got it back 3 days before he got back.
Wow.
I had them deliver it on a flatbed. I put it in my garage. I closed the fucking garage. I walked. I didn't touch it. But he got it back. He was so excited because it looked great. I told him.
But so think of this scenario. Okay, say you're looking for like a Testarossa, and you find the spec you want overseas. I think it's really just going to drive the price up here, because then it's supply and demand. People
of course.
are going to.
Oh, all right. Well, that's an interesting
the
angle.
Private,
You think the price
private
is
buyer
here?
or the private seller is just going to make more money.
But then the private buyer also has to spend more money.
Yeah, so it's kind of a wash, right?
I mean, the key, obviously, the answer is to hoard European cars right now.
Yeah.
But I think it's like
Manuals.
I think it's got to land here, right? Like, if you buy it now, but it's on the boat when the tariff goes through, like, you're fucked when that car lands, right? Wasn't there a website like watching some ship? Because there was a tariff on something that was going to go through, and the ship was racing the tariff to
Seriously?
Yeah.
Racing the pen?
It was hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Wow.
Burn all that fuel in the ship.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars, and if it didn't get there in time, the tariff would go through, and it would be.
Well, what would that mean for like X5s built in Spartanburg?
Well, that's not an import, or that's actually considered a domestic car. All the components. I used to actually do some work there. So
in Spartanburg?
Yeah, my background's in manufacturing and automation. So I actually helped with quality inspection and process improvement there. So I had a full contractor's badge, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
But all those parts, for the most part, are made in around Greenville. So it is a full-blown American-made car, just a foreign corporation. That makes sense.
Right.
Yeah, so I think for those kinds of cars, it's good, right?
Right.
But
it's not imported.
But
it changes the options. It's like, what can I get? Well, you can get a Mustang or a Charger or a BMW X5 or, but you can only, it's weird, the pools that we'd be allowed to fish in, I guess.
I just think that you'd end up having to total out a lot of lesser exotic collector type of cars. You know what I mean? No collector car that's like less than $100,000 is worth collecting anymore, because if you crash it, it's like not fixable.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think just sucks. I don't know. I don't see. Do you have other reasons that you think it would be good? Those
for
tariffs?
That? Well, so all right. I mean, if you look at the collector car, I think that one's kind of silly, because, like I said, I think they're just going to raise the price locally, and dealership might make a little bit more money, so you're driving a little bit business there. But I think it's going to be washed between the buyer and the seller. I think the mentality is drive people to buy stateside, don't import. That one, I think it's not really pointing in the right direction. But overall, imported components is to drive the U.S. to sustain itself. I was talking to somebody. They're like, okay, well, the U.S. As far as like aluminum and a lot of the alloys can't support its own market. Most of it's imported. A large percentage of it. So I see the importance of.
Would it be possible for us to support our own market if someone kicked the market in the ass, or are they asking something that's essentially impossible because Americans need to work for a living wage in America?
Yeah, I think it's, hey, we need to drive more aluminum and materials to be sourced from the U.S. So U.S. is more self-sufficient than, like prime example, you go to war with China and, hey, I got to borrow half my alloys from China, but now I'm at war with them, so I can't even make guns. That's kind of like one mentality of it on the government side of it. But no, I see the thought process that it makes sense. Like you drive for U.S. to build more facilities to support itself.
Well, I hope it doesn't fuck a bunch of people that don't need fucking.
Right.
Like
ruining our costs.
I better buy some bushings now.
Well, I have already gotten fucked because I have to buy all this steel because I'm building a building right now.
Oh yeah.
And the price of all of my steel has already gone up, and it sucks. It sucks.
You gotta
it costs me a lot of money.
So we were with one of the local supply shops. And actually, I got interviewed on local news with this same story. And he said they sell per their inventory price, not how the price has changed due to the tariff. So when the tariff goes up, a lot of businesses are like, oh, well, I have to buy it for more, so I got to sell my current inventory for more.
Yeah, this place, the way I'm doing a specific thing because I'm building these, it's not just steel for the building, it's steel for the lifts. So it's a very specific type of deal. Oh my God, there's a whole show on the disaster that is the Los Angeles bureaucracy when it comes to stacked vehicle parking, and we could fucking go into it for days, but now is not the time.
Dude, only in California they charge. We got the big truck and trailer. They charge for you to park at a truck stop. Nowhere else in the country. I've driven across the country a couple times.
Yeah. But sunshine's free and weed's legal. Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Right.
You win or you lose.
Oh, and there's a drive-by outside. That's how you know. Oh, dude, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You're a trooper. You began the day early as fuck. You brain farted right when we needed you most, and then you're here and you killed it on the show.
Brain farted on the Porsche.
Yeah, it's okay. We'll drive that car again, right?
Yeah. No, definitely. We're gonna have a couple 1,000 cars out here right for Monterey Car Week, so we'll get them out ahead
later
of time.
In August.
Yeah.
Next time with more methanol.
With a backup jug.
with backup
in the tunnel, in the P1 tunnel.
Yeah. Backup meth. All right, cool. Thank you to Haggerty for that was actually our last Haggerty read for the quarter. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that as a placement. We try to make it as non-cheesy as possible. Excuse me. And hopefully they re-up. I love the re-up. Re-up is one of my favorite parts of the ad sales business. Just makes my life easy, that re-up. But I can peel the very visible, oh no, it's really stuck on there. I have to put a new one over it that says my reminder to do Haggerty bits at the end. All right, thank you guys for watching live. We enjoy it. Thank you for your questions and your super chat donations. We're not really anywhere close to being taking over the ads, but maybe it'll grow.
It's okay. It fosters good discussion, too.
It does.
Before, we'd have 400 questions, and we're like, where do you start? Where do you end? So.
Yeah, it is a good level 1 filter, I think, for now. And I hope to get to answer all the questions. Thad, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Hyperfast Cars on Instagram, Hypercar Development. They're out of North Carolina, but also here in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
What else you want to plug? Anything?
Send it Hyper Off-Road.
Oh, yeah, for Raptor
doing the
shit.
Raptor builds.
Yeah. And you'll be at Car Week with a couple cars.
Yeah, we'll have a couple of McLarens out there. Might have a Raptor out there. We'll see.
Cool. Thanks for coming in, dude.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Smoking Tire Podcast is powered by Shout Engine. Get your own damn podcast at shoutengine.com. You just need some shit to say and a microphone to say it into.
That's it.
That's it. That's all.
Nothing more.
Nothing more. Well, nice to have you back, Zachary.
Yeah.
We may have another show this week if you're in town.
I leave Friday, but only for a couple days.
The show may be not Friday.
Cool.
All right. All right. Good night, fools. Thank you for watching us live. I need some dinners, some real dinners, I think. Good day.